What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble episode 194, Alpha versus Assassin 2. Discussing for the first time, and definitely from the way he said before the show, the last time, AEW Dynamite and Collision Spring Breakthru. Of course, to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the man of 58,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews. You go to him for your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling. You go to him for his amazing Yankee fitted collection. He is Jimmy Macram. How are you doing, Jimmy?
Hello, ladies and gents. I'm good. How are y'all?
Splendid. It's WrestleMania week. We've already freaking laughed our asses off about some of the stuff from WrestleMania week. So of course this is AEWramble. We're gonna go off the rails and we're gonna discuss that a little bit as well. But yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Let's drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough Night 1, AEW Collision Spring Breakthrough Night 2. In the live chat. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here. You want to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen and show your support to the AEWramble team. You can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here as always. So we always appreciate the support. Jimmy, how are you feeling? It is WrestleMania week. I am on a lack of sleep. You're usually on a lack of sleep. So now I feel like how you feel on a regular day, a day that ends in Y. But how are you feeling this crazy wrestling week with interviews and a whole bunch of wrestling that I'm sure you haven't watched outside of what I bribed you to watch this week?
That's a good word for it. It's been so much news all at once. None of it positive, really, and none of it all that surprising. Rome is probably the most surprising, though not that surprising. A little bit of a downer, I'm going to be honest with you. But it's like that uncle. If you hated an uncle, but you never really saw him, do you actually hate him? I mean, you see him once every couple of years. I don't really care. No offense. Rome's not really around for me to get upset about anything he fucking does, to be completely fucking honest with you. Yeah, this has not been the greatest PR week. Well, I won't say that because it's fucking just because Twitter is upset doesn't mean much. But they haven't helped anything. I'll say that much. When you're not talking about your actual show, I'd say you probably know that there's an issue.
We like that was the best thing that I saw earlier today when I did In the Weeds is that people were like, no one's talking about WrestleMania. Not the people doing the interview, not the people asking the questions in the interview, and definitely none of the feedback is about WrestleMania. That's the craziest part. That's why I would say this, the whole point of doing PR for this week is to get everybody talking about WrestleMania. So that's why I said it's not been a good week for WWE PR. I don't know about train wreck. I've heard the terms nightmare PR week. It's only if you kind of feel that way and you have some feelings about what these people are saying. People like you and me have been watching especially this company, WWE, not AEW, but this company for the better part of 3 decades. This was kind of like vindication or like confirmation that they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I know he was asked the question in that way, but Triple H saying Trump is getting heat kind of reinforces everything I thought about wrestlers in general. Like, outside of wrestling, I'm not sure they take anything very seriously. He's getting heat. Sorry, he's running the fucking country. What the fuck are you talking about? He's getting heat. Get the hope spot soon. Gonna build into the class. What the fuck are you babbling about, sir? Stop it. But yeah, I don't particularly care about. I don't look to wrestlers or wrestling companies for my moral uplifting. We'll say. Kind of suspect that they're all. I don't want to be rude. Not they're all. There's a couple of them. Man. Sammy, Punk. Otherwise, I don't really look to you to be a particularly thoughtful political person. No disrespect. Rowan in particular kind of had idiotic thoughts. Listen, you can vote for if you want to vote for, but saying he's a businessman, kind of rather you say you like the racism, or you're not going to vote for the lady. Either way, that works for me. I mean, I get that. I don't get the business stuff.
And saying only one of them were giving us information. Did you watch the debate?
That's insanity. Yeah. Did Roman watch the debate? No, stop it. Not good. He's just talking. He's just yapping, trying to justify. So, because you probably only heard of one of these people, to be honest, when you went in there. I only know one of these names.
Only one of these people is a WWE Hall of Famer. So, yeah.
Just one vote.
What did
Time goes in there? Check. 200 votes.
What if before we move on from Roman, since you're on the Roman thing, what did you think about his retirement plan that he put out there, that he only plans to wrestle at least 2 more years? I did get asked the question by a good friend of the channel and in wrestling media and in the wrestling community, who asked me, what's stopping Roman from doing, because I put up a whole post like, appreciate, cherish him for the time he's here. He's the first mainstream level star since John Cena. And he's like, what is Roman doing in all his off time? Why can't he just do the Hollywood thing with all the time he has off?
We might have to come to the fact. I don't want to say Roman's lazy. That's way too strong. But some people really enjoy doing nothing. Like, I'm one of those people. I enjoy doing nothing. Every time I start something new, I'm really happy that I'm not doing what I was doing before for like a few months. And then I'm annoyed I'm not doing nothing. YouTube is fucking great. The first few months I did it. At least I'm not stocking shelves. Now I'm just annoyed when I have to watch TV. You know what I'd rather be doing? Nothing. Roman Strikes is one of them. Talking about, I could do something less physical. Nigga, you work once every 6 months. What's less physical than that? You think movies are less physical than that? Are you out of your fucking mind? Holy shit. But yeah, I'm happy he's at least got a timetable. And it's giving us one. So that's 2 years, let's say, maybe a year and a half. I don't know exactly. What's that? 5 matches, maybe? You get structured. Rock, Cody.
You do Rock one more with Cody, 1-on-1 with Punk, maybe a 1-on-1 with Seth, Jacob Fatu, and then he's
gone. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Absolutely. Beats Rock, loses to Cody, beats Punk, beats Seth, and loses to Jacob.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Right? Wins all around.
Makes sense to me. Before we move on, he did say he wasn't supportive of Donald Trump, so you already mentioned that. We got Triple H, who has targeted the internet, saying that the internet isn't real and it isn't real at all, and basically then went even further in the Peter Rosenberg interview on WWE's website, where he says that I want to tell these fans on the internet to go fuck off being a critic, just be a fan. Basically saying he's above criticism.
First of all, I agree with everything Triple H says, number one. Number two,
I knew you would. You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. He's right. You all stink. You don't have good ideas. You should be quiet. But, however, I don't think it comes from a genuine place. Because when they were all blowing him, he didn't tell them to shut up. He didn't say, hey, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know if I'm good at my job. Now, all of a sudden, he's getting criticism he doesn't want to hear. Listen, fair enough, but you got to call it what it is. It's hypocritical at fucking best. And I would say this, if you like Triple H, this is probably good news. When he needed you guys to like him, to kind of solidify his position, he was more than happy to whatever. I don't think he needs you anymore. Whatever he's done in the last Netflix months, he feels comfortable now. I'm good. I'm safe. Rock likes me again. We're cool again. So he's not worried anymore. You all can go fuck yourself.
All of you can go fuck yourself. Go fuck off. If I want to shit in your mouth, you better eat it. Basically.
It was fun having a nice Triple H for a year and a half, though, wasn't it?
It was pretty good. The real Triple H would always creep out when he's asked a serious question at a press conference. It would always creep out who he really is.
Go to my list of cliches here. I do not see color.
I don't know what that is. No, I did not read the lawsuit.
What is a lawsuit exactly, you mean? Vince beat that steroid trial.
and I did tease this, I think, yesterday on our WrestleMania preview of the biggest story to us, that we literally did a whole Daredevil watch along for your channel. Go and check it out. Go subscribe. He posted 5 and 6 on the channel this week, but we recorded the watch along for episode 9. That took us like over an hour, and then we spent like 10 minutes of me telling you about the Nick Khan interview where I told you about it in 2 minutes, but we laughed about it for like 8 minutes, where Nick Khan first did not know or was misspoken in saying that Joe Hendry was at the Scotland Monday Night Raw. He had a previous interview, a panel interview, where he also said the internet's not real. It's not a real thing. It's not real. It's not real to us. We don't go there. He said he and then the biggest one of first he said that of course, he shit on AEW, saying that, we're all fun with any other wrestling promotion. They have great talent there, and when they're contractually able to, they will come to us. And we really want to give credit to the owner of the Jaguars, who is funding that over there. And he also said that we don't sign people and bench them, even though there is a laundry list of people that they have signed and benched, and even people that they were lending to other promotions who they pulled back to just sit on the bench anyway. And then finally, the biggest one, the one that we really laughed about, WWE is always the underdog. Always.
Like Jesus.
Always.
Like Jesus, really.
Like the Patriots when they were going to win their 3rd Super Bowl, and they was like, "We bet against us. We're the underdog."
I do have a question, because I didn't actually see this interview. So my question is, when you talk about the AEW part, there's all those quotes. Other quotes are objectively awful, obviously, or at least untrue. I don't know if they're awful. Did he have a smile on his face? Because it's hilarious to say out loud. You're clearly being a dick about it. You're trying to poke that cocksucker in the ribs. Did he have a smile? Was he dead fucking serious about this? Like, no, this is true. Once the contract is done, they come to us. I don't want to stay with the problem. That's how that works. That's how contracts work. What's the beef? I love Shaq Khan. I'm happy he's winning the thing with it. Was he serious? Because if he's serious, I don't fucks with it as much. If he's being a dick, I like it. If he's being serious, I don't like it as much.
I mean, I don't know what this has been a banner week. This has been a banner week for me personally, because I get so much joy and laughter out of these interviews. These interviews and these quotes are like all-timers this whole week.
Yeah, so we had Triple H, Roman. I heard Shawn Michaels talked. Is that true?
Shawn is usually good. Your boy Punk either doesn't realize what's going on or is oblivious, because he was asked about politics, and he says, "Well, mine is obvious, but WWE isn't about politics."
They're not.
Like,
what do you mean?
They are. They clearly are. They've been making their politics very known everywhere, it seems.
You ask the question. You answer the question. I wouldn't. These answers are fucking hated. I wouldn't answer these questions at all. It's a terrible idea.
There was the Street Profits on Cameron and Mace's podcast, where they were asked about sitting on the bench, and it's like, sometimes we got to sit on the bench, and then Cameron roasted them for like a good 5 minutes and said, "You are the Street Profits, but what streets are y'all from?" And had them give
Harlem stand up.
Harlem stand up. Harlem stand up. He was like, "Nah, y'all the WWE Tag Team Champions. Y'all can't be sitting on the bench. Why y'all not defending the titles at WrestleMania? Why y'all ain't?" Yo, he went full on wrestling promo on them. Oh my God. Go out of your way to watch that. That was hilarious. There was Tiffany Stratton on the Gorilla Position podcast, where she said, when she was asked about what would it be like if she lost at WrestleMania, and she was like, I think that's probably what I need. If you win so much, you start to get people start to get bored with you. You start to get stale, and it'll be a more interesting story if I did lose.
I can't tell if that's both cope and shitting on Charlotte at the same time or not. I don't like any of these quotes. Well, Cam's is fantastic. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Cam is fantastic in general.
What streets are y'all from? You can just hear it. But what streets is y'all from? I don't know what niggas we talking about. All right. This is a really bad week. I don't want to say bad. Bad is probably the only word I can really come up with. Bad in context. Bad in your face breaking down the acne kind of bad. You're not gonna die. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be a rough week to look at you. I'll say that goddamn much. Good Lord. What the fuck? Where's Vince when you need him? These Vince has just repeat the talking points. That's it. Do what the fuck I say, and that's it. We don't know anything about politics. We know nothing about nothing. It's just wrestling. That's all.
MCAS says the Fed really chose violence with all these questionable interviews.
Yeah, I woke up. I saw they sent Punk out there. He's talking about giving the women the main event spot and what else? I think
saying that they want him to sign They want him to sign a 5-year deal, but he isn't sure yet. But his mind is getting sharper while his body is declining, so he feels like he's in a good place. He understands the business better than he ever has before. It was a cool interview. It had some good quotes in there. The only one that was confusing to me is like, dude, maybe you should have just. I agree with what you said. He shouldn't have even answered the politic one at all.
Yeah, none of them should. Why are you being asked these questions? I don't really understand. Vince wouldn't let these cocksuckers ask these questions. Who is fucking Andrew Schultz to ask me anything? You fucking serious? Don't you work for me now? How dare you ask me a stupid ass question? But yeah. Twitter's been quite the frenzy.
It's been pretty interesting. MCATS also says the number one wrestling organizer really said it's an underdog when it's touting record profits. The worldwide leader in underdogs. They're the worldwide leader.
That's probably the most egregious quote. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It feels like that kind of corporate blah 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 blah. That kind of world family bullshit.
He just listened to Vince before the steroid trial. Remember when Vince was in the steroid trial and he was like, the government, everyone's always against us. We got to fight. We got to fight from underneath.
You know what it is? Now that you mention that, it's their constant. I'm not going to show you the whole show, I promise. I should have something. I really like Dynamite. It's their constant need of validation from the outside world that they're never going to get. I'm sorry. Break the news. If you didn't get to the answer, you're never going to get it. I don't care how many fucking promotions you take over, or how many people you shit on, or how many roasts of WrestleMania you have, or how many celebrities show up to your event. You're never going to be the popular kid at the table. I'm sorry. It's over. Let it go. Be happy with wrestling. You got a nice little spot there. You're the biggest promotion ever, and by a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm entirely sure you're the underdog.
It's a level of insecurity at the same time. You're absolutely right. Like, it's that they really want that acceptance from the outside world, and they don't even like that, like, random all elite wrestling promoter is down on WWE but only watches AEW. The fact that there's one AEW fan out there, it annoys them.
It does. It's weird. I mean, he won the war. I mean, the WCW war. You won the war before that with the territories. You're winning this war. This war is not even really a war anymore. I'm not entirely sure what more you want. What's the issue?
MCAS says Papa H trying to kill Jimmy's gimmick.
I don't do gimmicks, but I take your point. This seems like Nick Khan did a better job, to be honest with you. Nick Khan's fucking hilarious. I love that quote.
Fucking even Frantic World can agree. He says Nick Khan said WWE is the underdog. It's the most stupidest and funniest thing I've ever heard.
I know you're gonna think I'm criticizing you because you're Frantic World. I know you're gonna think that. That's not true.
It is true. It is true.
I'm a big proponent of English. It's not most stupidest. It's stupidest. You can even get away with most stupid, but it's not most stupidest. I'm here to help.
I agree. You're all right about that. Power Driver Finisher says he's right about the internet not mattering, though. They cater to the Yeaton fans, not the ones at home sitting, not contributing anything.
That's what I said. I said I agreed. I said I agree with his point. I just don't agree with you saying it now. It's hypocritical. When they were blowing you, you're more than happy to fucking talk about you love the fans, they love them contributing. I read a lot of stuff. And now all of a sudden they don't know anything. That seems odd. Not you're not doing as well.
Literally months ago, they was like, we love the fact that the fans can engage with the product in so many different ways. You know, there's people that just watch the TV product. There's people that go on that go and watch all of our viral clips and go on the YouTube and see our backstage stuff. Sir, you do know that you're actually doing this interview on the internet.
He doesn't hate the internet. He hates you all with your terrible opinions. Your terrible fucking fantasy booking, which usually consists of, hey, remember that cool thing you saw a year ago or 5 years ago? We should do that again. We should do Swerve and Hangman again. That's
literally his booking. Let me do my own angles all over again.
Good.
Oh man, we got Big Man Dog says he was like dry smirking.
Okay, I want to know. At least he knows to make a dick. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Apologies, Nick. I'm here for that. But what's your beef? I don't get it.
I think he's over there. It was kind of oblivious because, like I think I sent you the post of like WWE is a nepo company as well. Like there's been generations and generations of McMahons, and now the son-in-law of the third generation is the guy that's like basically in command of the day-to-day. So it was a weird clap at Tony Khan. I was proud and very surprised we did not get any response on this week's shows.
Oh, I was very pleased. He learned his fucking lesson from that 10-minute Edge promo about fucking nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and he just responded for a really good show.
Yeah. M. Bison says, Cam said, how you tag champions and not wrestling at Mania?
I really want to see that. You know, I need that in my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you. I might send you the link. To that. That was great. It was great. All right. We got 2 shows to discuss, so let's get into it. You had on April 16th, AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthru from Boston, Massachusetts. You want to talk about Mariah May?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It ain't free Mariah May. She just has to get to the end of her contract. That's all she has to do.
Which is when?
Which is this summer. This summer.
Yeah, free Mariah May. She'll be
locked up. How was it free? She signed a contract.
Here we go. Because she'll be locked up till the summer. We know that much.
Oh my god.
Put her on TV. Put her on TV. Have her talking. Have her winning matches. Then have her losing matches if she decides to leave. This is common sense. At least for most of us. I know my opinion doesn't matter to these people. But in my opinion, if you have a star, you should have them on TV. You should have them doing their fucking job until they fucking decide they want to leave. Then they should be on TV doing their jobs, doing jobs. This is common fucking sense.
I've always been in proponent of have them look up at the lights until they leave.
Yes, not egregiously. I don't want her to lose to the fucking Brooklyn Brawler, but you know she loses to Statlander or Willow or whoever. Jamie Hayter?
Not whoever. Yes, all those people. Megan Bane.
Sure. She loses 4 out of her last
Billy Starks.
All right. Let's not lose your fucking minds here. Stop it.
Athena.
She is Mariah May. Let's not get crazy here.
No, you gotta have a look up at the light. So when WWE gets there, they just get some of the hardcore fans will be like, "That's that loser from AEW."
Absolutely, those psychotic AEW fans. I'll be nice. I'm not gonna shit on the fans this week. Actually, I am. You said
Yes, you are.
I'll be nice. I am.
You've already have.
No.
But
Fantastic main event, by the way. We lost 100,000 people. That's all right. I'm not gonna talk about that. Let's go.
I said before the show started, I was like, "What Ospreay and Takeshita in the main event?" I won't front. I thought the main event was a good choice because it was a nice little celebration at the end. But I mean, that was a bigger draw. But let's talk about AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthru. Of course, we'll talk about. Huh?
Oh,
yeah, she decided not to re-sign with
She said that already?
No, according to Meltzer.
Well, Frank World said Mariah May said that already. When was this?
No, this is according to Meltzer. Mariah May, at I guess before Revolution, told AEW she wasn't going to sign a new deal, so that's why they did the Hollywood ending at Revolution.
What's with all these fucking wrestlers fucking yapping? We gotta give the company 4 or 5 months notice. No, you don't. What? I ain't saying shit until my bags are packed and I'm out the fucking door. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna resign. But you're wrestling tonight, yeah. Wrestling tonight, I'm done. You're welcome. Revolution. Yeah. That contract's up in the summer. Nigga, please. I only speak English till the summer.
Yeah, it feels like this is a different situation from the Phoenix and the Ricky Starks one. This feels like a mutual thing of AEW and Mariah May being like, just keep me off, just pay me, I'll just sit at home, rest up, and stay healthy, so I don't get injured before I go sign with WWE.
I thought you meant they mutually want her to leave. I don't fucking think so.
No. Tony Khan and AEW have come out and said they want to keep Mariah May, but it seems like Mariah don't want to stay. From what Meltzer said, which we always say, you got to take with a grain of salt.
Especially after those fucking ratings this week. Good Lord. But yeah. Fair enough. As long as she's let go, she'll be let go. You get no issue from me. As long as she works out her contract. And she's not given more time when she gets hurt on the fucking job. I'm good.
And that's why she don't want to work. But what did you think about the building and the crowd on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthru?
Building was fantastic. I love that fucking building. Where were they?
It's I think it's MGM Grand Fenway, which is in Boston.
How many people was that?
I think it's let me check. Let me double check here. With WrestleTix. Let me go to WrestleTix and see how many people it was. I think the building is like a 4,000, 5,000 seater. It's similar. I basically, when I was looking at it on Wednesday, I was like, this is like the Hammerstein Ballroom of Boston.
Yeah, I was about to say, I would go out of my way to find as many arenas that look just like fucking that. I don't care how many people they hold, but that looked like that. It just felt almost like a Coliseum, number one, and it felt like a lot of people here, number two, even though if you did the actual counting, it's probably as many people as usual. It works for me big time. I love that fucking building.
Yeah, that building was beautiful. It was over 3,100. They were sold out on Wednesday. Over 3,100 in the building.
It's weird how this works. I'll be nice. You know what? We're gonna be nice the whole fucking show. There's no need to be nice now, right? We're about to be nice in a minute. It's weird how they've apparently doubled their audience, but every other single business metric is either the same or down. It's weird, ain't it? It's almost as if one of these things is not true. We're not gonna get into it. We're already wasting enough time. We got 2 shows to talk about. We can go ahead.
You're never nice. I don't even know why you try to lie and tell the people, "Oh, gonna be nice, gonna be nice."
Just wondering. I'm just curious. Maybe you guys had thoughts or explanations. Political science over there. Maybe you got some news. Oh, you get a seat, Jimmy. So it goes like this. That's all.
Here we go. But let's talk about AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. Keep coming with those comments in the comment section. And if you want to show some love, want to make sure your comments highlighted on screen, send a super chat donation. We always appreciate the support here. And we have some drops to send to y'all as well. We open up the show with Excalibur. They're informing us that the Death Riders have attacked Hook prior to the show and sent him to the hospital. And he's out of the trios title main event. We're told that Samoa Joe and Katsuyori Shibata will still be fighting for the titles come hell or high water. Excalibur says that Taz has gone to the hospital with his son, so Tony Schiavone is with him. Tony Schiavone says that it was a revolting attack, and Hope Hook is back in action soon. It was previously reported after the tag team main event from last week's Dynamite that Hook apparently looked like he had signs of suffering a concussion. Some fans in the building said that he was vomiting in the middle of the matchup when they went to like commercial or something, or on the side or something like that. So hopefully Hook is going to be okay, because that's scary.
That sounds awful. It makes me a little sad about how happy I was 10 minutes before the end of the show. But hey, no Taz. That's a win. Sorry, just this. And we got us a improvement at the end of the show instead of Hook. Hope you're okay, Hook. I'm just saying. That guy's better. Christ. That guy's better. Is he not better?
Jesus Christ.
You sure he didn't just eat Hook?
Hey guys, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I forgot about the Hook thing. Now we're gonna be nice.
And our opener in Boston was TBS champion Mercedes Mone for both Mone going up against Athena. The Athena got a good reaction, although of course Mercedes got the louder reaction.
Lord.
Very loud CEO chants from the hotel crowd. But prior to the bell, when the bell rings, we get holy shit chants and dueling chants for both Mercedes and Athena. They soaked it all in before they had a series of lockups, tumbling onto the ramp, neither letting go, jockeying for position here. Mone got a reverse waist lock and spilled back to the ring as they traded pin attempts, including rolling cradles before a brief stalemate where the fans were clapping already. We get a tilt-a-world schoolboy by Mone, who followed with her sunset flip into the corner for a 1 count. We get Athena battle back with a combination of strikes capped off by a handspring forearm in the corner. Mone kicked out at 1 though. Mone responded with a tilt-a-world into the statement maker, but Athena was able to roll to the ropes following outside. We get only Mone kept on the submission on the floor. Referee Aubrey Edwards put the count on both women before Mone hung up Athena in the ropes with a Meteora, then started doing her CEO dance, taunting Athena. She missed another Meteora onto the floor, allowing Athena to hit a variation of the O-face off the apron, leaving both women down as we went to commercial break. We come back from commercial break. We get a slugfest between the two ladies. Mone initially won the strike exchange, but Athena kicked up and hit a big thrust kick. Athena wanted a tombstone. We get a nice little series of counters into tombstone. Following, finally, Mone hits a lung blower tombstone combination for a double down. The crowd loudly applauded that one. We get Mone hits a wild looking tornado DDT variant, which Athena sold like she was Rob Van Dam, landing on the crown of her head. Following that, we get a tilt-a-world DDT that spiked Athena once again for a 2 count. Mone tries for the 3 amigos, even goes for a 4th amigo, but Athena spun out and hits a triple powerbomb. She goes for a 4th powerbomb, but Mone just barely countered into a backstabber for another reset. We get a slugfest between the two ladies again. Athena crumbled, but Mone opted to pose, giving Athena the chance to hit a rolling DVD for a 2 count. Dueling chants from the crowd as Athena fired off a corner uppercut. Mone ducked the second and hit a wild double knee, sending Athena to the apron. Mone followed, wanting a German suplex off the apron, but Athena held on strong. Mone switched to an apron powerbomb, looking to send her to the floor, but Athena was able to block that. She started stomping on the chest of Mercedes. Mercedes wanted to go for a moneymaker off the apron, but Athena got free, hits a thrust kick, and then a snap power slam on the edge of the ring frame. I love the way she got into that. That was really cool. Athena sank in the statement maker of her own, but Mone was able to escape into her own statement maker. Athena escaped and tried a power bomb. Mone escaped and overcommitted, allowing Athena to hit double knees to the face, but Mone was able to roll to the floor. Athena went out after her, but Mone was able to sidestep that and threw her into the barricade. Both straddled the barricade. We got a slap fest between the two until Athena initially missed a diving lariat, but settled for a shotgun drop kick right into the freaking video wall that's against the barricade that short circuited. That was awesome. I love that spot. Then Athena puts her back into the ring. She goes for the O face, but Mercedes is able to block it and counter it into a cradle, handful of tights. 1, 2, 3. Mercedes Mone advances in the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. She is going to the finals at Double or Nothing. Athena is vanquished here by Mercedes in her hometown. There was a lot of shock on Athena's face. Mercedes was like, thank God I got the hell out of there. The music of Timeless Tony Storm hits, and the AEW Women's World Champion is clapping it up for both women's performances, and especially Mercedes for moving on in the tournament, as Mercedes has a stare down with Tony Storm from the crowd and says that she will see her soon. I thought that this was an excellent matchup. These two ladies out there. Excellent opener here. I thought that both ladies left it all in the ring, but it was also kind of an appetizer because they have more in the chamber because neither woman were able to hit their finisher in this matchup, which I always love when they're not able to hit their finishers. We don't get all the finisher spams and kicking out of finishers. It's really pure wrestling, is counter work and stuff like that. And Mercedes was able to pull out the counter plus a little cheating to pick up the victory here. So this was one of the better women's matches that I think I've ever seen on Dynamite. I think it's the best since Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida from 2-3 years ago. These women left it all in the ring, but it was really felt like an appetizer for a better match that they probably can have on pay-per-view. So really love this one. What did you think, Jimmy?
Great match, I must say. But they kind of, I'll be nice about this. This doesn't be nice when you do it. Great match. I love the struggle spots early. First 2 minutes or so. I always enjoy a good shout match. Pure ego driven, and it looks great. Did they overdo it a little bit? But mostly I thought it was great. And I felt like the crowd added a lot to this. They're going to overdo it later on in the night because wrestling fans can help themselves. But they were great here overall. Commentary added fucking nothing. Schiavone is, I told you, I told the shit, I'm already over it. Tony Schiavone is objectively terrible at color commentary. He feels like he should be chiming in more. So he comes, listen to the fans. No. I hear them. I can't help but hear them. That's how that works. I thought all the spots were great. Everything they did on the apron was fantastic. Athena, to me, I'm back. I'm with you all. She's great. Mercedes is always great. Probably the best female wrestler in the business. I know I was talking, on AEW. We're not going to do any EOS kind of disrespect. At least not anymore. Triple H's already given her. And but in the AEW, Mercedes she's a shit. Stat is great. Everybody's great, but Mercedes she's top of the totem pole, at least when it comes to wrestling. Yeah, I love this match. This is the second best match of the night. I don't care what Uncle Dave says. That was fucking mine.
Oh well, yes. This was excellent stuff. Like Davion says, women's wrestling rules.
What does it?
When it's
What? Women's wrestling rules?
not.
When you watch the Takeshita and Ospreay, did you go wrestling rules? Or is it just these two are really good? Enough for you guys and your fucking nonsense. I'm sick of this horse shit. Fucking women's wrestling is alive and well. Shut up. Enough of you people. Ass kissing of these fucking half the population. Enough of you people. Enough. This was great.
I knew that would trigger you too.
Black excellence. Why? Because fucking Obama's can talk well? This is insane.
Oh my god. Jimmy's in rare form today. King Potato. Thanks for joining us. Look at Frantic World undermining the women. Very good women's match. Not a very good match. Very good women's match. And it's great. It was a great women's match. You're underselling.
That's because you were already going excellent. You had 3-4 excellence. He's just trying to
excellent. This is one of the best women's matches we've seen.
How many excellence did you give it? You give it 3 excellence? How many excellence was that?
I give it 4 excellence.
4 excellence. How many excellence are you gonna give Ospreay now? That's what I'm saying.
No. I have other adjectives for Ospreay and Takeshita.
Boy. Oh, match of the night.
I only said it 4 times because you were annoyed by the first time I said it. So you know. Oh, we got King Potato says, yeah, it was match of the night. Chuck Berry says 4.5 star wrestling match in my opinion. Jeremy Lambert on In the Weeds on yesterday's show, he said that he felt that it was the best match of the night. So I can't argue if you want to say one was better than the other. I can't argue with either one because I think that these were 2 of the best AEW matches of the year on one show.
Wow, I'm shocked by this. I thought fucking let me write these names down. Who was it? We got Chuck Berry's here. Mm-hmm. We got King Potato and Jeremy.
Yep.
These are wrestling opinions I want to take more seriously from now on. That's figures. Because I think he's like people that agree with me. All right, let me write.
I did not think it was a match of the night, but I figured Ospreay and Takeshita would be the most AEW loved wrestling match because it's significantly more in that style of horseshit. Great horseshit, but horseshit. And then Athena is like a little more of an intellectual match. I'm surprised some of you like.
How is it your match of the night and you just said very good? Very good. You guys gotta realize, hey,
Frantic World. Maybe he didn't like Ospreay Takeshita. You ever think about that? Maybe he didn't like it.
But that's good. That's fine. That's fine. But we me and Jeremy been trying to teach people. You gotta, and you help me realize the levels of this. When I say something is fine, it means that it's one level above bad. It's just fine. And then above fine is solid. Above solid is good. Above good is very good. Then there's great. Then there's excellent. Then there's all the adjectives that I'm going to give Ospreay and Takeshita. There you have it. We gotta get it right. We gotta get it right here. Davion says Mercedes and Athena 2 is going to be an instant classic. Yeah, if it plays off of this matchup well enough, like we get the callbacks and stuff like that, I think they have a better match in them. But this was like a great appetizer. And it was over 20 minutes. And I don't remember the last time we had a women's opener, like full-on opener. I know when women have been the first match on an episode of Dynamite, but as far as like open the show right into a matchup, I don't remember another women's match that was like that.
Not off the top of my head, at least. No.
This Frantic World's match tonight? What is going on? Well, we'll see. We'll see if you think, Manji. You're somebody who said you're like Trump. You say one thing one day, you say the next thing the other day. I think we're all gonna forget what the fuck you said. I'm not.
Backstage, Renee Paquette is standing by with Hangman Adam Page, and she asks him how he prepared for the wild card matchup coming up next. The Young Bucks come in and interrupt with Kazuchika Okada and bring up Hangman walking out on them at Blood and Guts last year. But you know what? We forgive you. Nicholas says part of a Hail Mary is saying Paige. He says it's part of a Hail Mary and saying Paige looks good, but he's happy they cost Swerve Strickland and the AEW World Title. We cost him the AEW World Championship. Matthew says that Paige's issue with the Death Riders is something that they could fix. Death Riders are crazy, but it's like they can take care of the business so long as Page does his job in winning the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. The Bucks want him to bring the title back to the Elite, but they walk off and they leave Page with Kazuchika Okada, who asks his Page, why is he always so angry? He should smile like this. He shows off his teeth. Page just shakes his head and leaves before Okada says, bitch. Then Page charges back in just in time for Okada to put a smile back on his face. And he says, I said just a smile. Just a smile. Man, when Okada's timing is on, it's on. Loved it. I loved his little bit here. What did you think about this backstage segment?
This is one of the biggest stars in Japan's history, by the way. For those of you who are unaware, I know Japan's the more serious of the two countries when it comes to wrestling. And yes, that is him. The Bucks part is embarrassing. Not in a vacuum. In a vacuum, it's fine. It's your typical wrestling nonsense. But compared to the rest of the show, where we've all moved on from fucking 2019, this was an embarrassment. Okada would have been an embarrassment, except he pulls whatever the fuck this is off really well. I wanted to hate this so bad. I just couldn't. The fucking smile is hilarious. The timing is fantastic. The dichotomy between him and Hangman just works. It was perfect.
Yes. Okada's so good at collecting the check, doing the bare minimum. Love it. I love it. I love a worker when I see it. This was a part of the show that I didn't even have a picture for, but I know it annoyed Jimmy, so I'll bring it up. Tuukka Rask from the Boston Bruins is shown on stage with the NHL Stanley Cup.
I don't understand this. First of all, who? No, okay, you get the idiots in the building to pop. Fair enough. But aren't there fucking, I forgot the number was, 640,000 people watching this fucking show? Besides whatever number you want to make up on Max? What about the rest of us? What about the rest of us watching this fucking show? Why do we give a fuck about who is there? No, listen, it's not as bad as WWE showing me every 12 seconds that some B-list celebrity from some shitty show on Netflix is watching. I understand. I don't need it at all, however. I don't get it. Who is this helping? Who's this helping? Somebody explain it to me. Like I'm slow.
Don't know.
What did Paul Heyman say? Don't you hide your weaknesses. If you can't get any fashion celebrities, don't bring any. Who cares about this guy? Good Lord. It's nice to
you go. It's not at all for you. Then we get Hangman Adam Page versus the wild card in the Owen Hart Foundation men's quarterfinals, and the wild card is none other than the walking weapon Josh Alexander. Very happy.
Oh, I have a question. Sorry, I have a question. What's up with this fucking headgear? What's the
They explained it on commentary. He had a cauliflower. Oh, okay, that's fair. He had a cauliflower ear, so to protect his injury, because it basically, if he gets punched in the ear too much, it starts flaring up, and he can go like deaf. So basically, he wears the headgear to protect the injury.
We can't come up with some type of like eye patch ear thing scenario. We can't come up with something a little more not fucking nerdy. I don't know the nice way to say it.
How is headgear nerdy to you,
sir? The walking weapon, and it's fucking this guy. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't take this seriously. Imagine Steve Austin with headgear. It's just immediately less cool. It just is.
Hey, the theme music is hard. You're walking to a barrel of a weapon. I love that he kept the TNA music that he had. We get the fans in Boston know who he is. We get dueling chants of walking weapon and cowboy shit early on. Big reaction for Alexander here in his debut. Commentary talk about the injuries that Alexander has suffered in the past and battled throughout his career, including a broken neck. Series of early lockups. Page starts throwing bombs, but Alexander is right there with them, hitting a big boot. Page answers with a fallaway slam, but he misses a sliding lariat, but connects instead with the rolling elbow and a springboard lariat, sending Alexander to the floor. Page missed a slingshot dive as Alexander hit a stun gun on the apron. Page avoided a charging high boot and hung up Alexander on the barricade. Page went to the stage and runs up from the stage, jumps over a few fans' head, and then hits a flying lariat as he's off and clotheslines him off of the barricade. That was a cool spot. Alexander was in the driver's seat, though, when we come back from commercial break. He hits a bridging German suplex for a 2. Then when Page kicks out, he tries for another, but Page lands on his feet, following through with a discus forearm. They went to the apron once again, where Page wanted a dead eye on the apron, but Alexander tried a power driver instead. Page hit a big backdrop onto the edge of the ring frame. Page connected with his massive moonsault to the floor, quickly heading back inside before delivering a Liger bomb back inside for a near fall. Alexander sidestepped a charge and hit a forearm to the neck and a spinning reverse fireman's carry neck breaker for a 2 count. He applied the ankle lock after the kick out, following up after it, but Page was able to escape. Page hits a tombstone for a 2 count. Page then wanted the buckshot lariat, but Alexander rolled to the opposing apron. He basically lulled him into a false sense of security as he picks up Page and hits a slam right on the edge of the ring frame, and then sprints across the ring for a crossbody to the back. Returning to the ring, he wants a power bomb on Page, but Page is able to escape. He kicks free, and then he's able to cradle up, inside cradle on Josh Alexander. 1, 2, 3. Hangman Adam Page advances in the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. I love that commentary did sell it like he just barely got by. He snatched the win from the jaws of defeat, basically, is what Excalibur says. Post-match, we get Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis coming down to the ring. Page has no time for a face-off as he just charges after Fletcher, and the two get into a slugfest. They spill into the ring as Page cuts a charging Fletcher off with a lariat. He wants a buckshot lariat, but Fletcher does bail out of the ring. All the while, Callis is frantically whispering something in Josh Alexander's ear. Who blindsides Page from behind after the behest of Callis. He lays him out, delivers a big powerbomb, planting him in the middle of the ring. As Fletcher returns with Callis applauding what just happened, Alexander leaves the ring to Fletcher, who picks up Page and delivers a brainbuster onto Page for good measure to weaken him ahead of their semifinal match in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. So Hangman moves on. It's going to be Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher. Date yet to be announced. We'll see if that happens on next Wednesday's Dynamite, or if they prolong that for one more week, since we do have like 5 weeks left before Double or Nothing. But I thought that this was a strong debut for Josh Alexander. He looked strong in defeat, and I didn't think he lost anything in the way that he lost, and the fact that he's going against one of the top stars and a former AEW world champion. I more like it because of what they did in the post-match. I think that Josh Alexander pairing up with Don Callis makes a world of sense. Don Callis trying to get one of the better wrestlers in the company, someone that he does have history with due to his relationship with Scott D'Amore, and Scott D'Amore being one of the trainers and big supporters of Josh Alexander outside when he went to TNA. And Don Callis was part of TNA when they signed Josh Alexander as well. So I think this pairing makes a lot of sense. Josh going heel also makes a lot of sense, and him being in the Callis family is a good move because it gives him some type of direction moving forward. What did you think about Josh Alexander versus Hangman Adam Page? I thought it was a great match. What did you think?
great. That was a great match.
Yep. I hate you.
It was a very good match. I liked this match. I had no, well, I won't say no frame of reference. He was on that pay-per-view with Speedball versus Ospreay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a minor frame of reference of Josh Alexander. But this was good. I like his style. He feels like a technically proficient wrestler, even though his easily the worst ankle lock ever. Ever. Worse than Angle, worse than Shamrock, worse than Jack Swagger. It's the most charismaless ankle lock of all time.
It's not worse than Shane McMahon.
Oh, all right. Out of actual wrestlers. People with actual wrestling experience.
The Rock. It's better than The Rock. I've seen The Rock
anybody with amateur wrestling experience, it's the worst. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah, match was really good. I enjoyed it. Him taking the loss. I mean, I didn't care about it in the first place. So him losing his first match was nothing to me, as does him joining the Callis family. Sure. Is he the number 3 guy over there, or 4, maybe, depending on how you review fucking what happened on Collision? I don't know. It's not Takeshita. He's not Fletcher. So, sure. He's another body for Don Callis, who was the MVP of all this, by the way. I hope they don't blow this. They are trying to make him some type of genius. He's how did he pull that off? Well, apparently the story is not that this was pre-planned. This is on the spot. Yeah. He goes up, he says whatever the fuck he has to say to him, and it fucking works.
And the best part is during the Ospreay Takeshita matchup when they asked him, he said, "I was in Canadian. You wouldn't understand."
The silence after is fantastic. What? What? Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah. So, hey, listen, if he's a mastermind, a fucking genius of some kind, I'm here for it. Can't blow it, though. Can't be doing anything stupid next week. Good Lord. What are we doing? Why you put this up here? Why are you trying to turn me and Frantic World against each other? You're trying to make me look like a bully. That's what you're trying to do, and I'm not going to do it.
Because you put him on the list, Angle? And you put me on the bad list. You put him on the good list.
Kurt Angle. Are you outside of your fucking skull? Kurt Angle? What are we doing? What is going on? This is blasphemy. I don't understand this at all. Why does Kurt Angle get such disrespect for these people? First Vince and now Frantic World. I don't understand.
Good to see you, Benny. One of our members of the channel says, "Good afternoon, SP3 and Jimmy. This was an all-timer episode." We're in agreement there. Well, he said he enjoyed this match a lot. So,
is he one of the 3 best wrestlers on the planet? If he's not, well, what modern day Kurt Angle are we talking about? Is he one of the 5 best wrestlers ever? If not, what modern day Kurt Angle are we talking about? Sir, exactly. Is that another Kurt Angle? If that's possible, I apologize. If that's possible, I apologize. I didn't mean it. But assuming it's the one we're all talking about, then it's insane. It's an insane take. Is that your take? Do you share this view? Please don't tell me on an island here where we're comparing Josh Alexander to Kurt Angle. Like fucking comparing Jaylen Brown to Michael Jordan because they both can shoot.
I think Josh is one of the best technical wrestlers in the world today.
Put a number on it.
He is a top 5 to top 10 technical wrestler. If you're talking about overall wrestlers, he's a top 20, 25 wrestler in the world today.
Insane. Kurt Angle never been a top 25 anything. He's always been top 5. Born top 5. You out of your fucking mind? Top 25. Sure. So I guess he technically is top 25. And so Michael Jordan is technically a top 25 basketball player. Fuck is going on?
Well, backstage.
I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. I'll give it 25. I'm never arguing with that. How's that make Kurt Angle? I just want. That's all. Come on. What we doing?
Yeah, this is true. Louis says Angle was top 5 while popped off Perks.
Niggas high up his mind. Better than everybody else.
Perk Angle was different in TNA. Only the real TNA fans know. Perk Angle was different. Nick Wayne is backstage with Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne. He says that the patriarchy is a hierarchy. Who is at the top? The father. But when he is gone, then Nick was cut off by an angry-looking Christian Cage, who walks in and says, "Daddy's home." Cage says that it's been quite a few weeks for Nick. He asks him to say what he wanted to say to his face. Nick said that Cage didn't stick to the plan at Revolution because he wouldn't have been able to live with himself if Cope became AEW World Champion before he did. You even hear the crowd out there say, ooh. Cage says that that's a strong assumption. And when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Cage says that he gave Nick this month to build his confidence. And he was impressed with what he did when he was gone. He was the one responsible for Nick being in the Best of Super Juniors tournament this summer, though. Nick must be prepared for that tournament. So Cage got Nick a match tomorrow on Collision for the Ring of Honor Television Championship against Komander, one of the best junior heavyweights in the world today. And he wants him to bring that title to the patriarchy and to make his father proud. Christian then slaps the shit out of Nick Wayne, who sternly looks him in the eyes. Kip Sabian walks off with Christian as he calls for Mother Wayne, who is trying to check on her son, to come with him. And she listens because she don't want to go back to Waffle House. So Nick Wayne is left there all alone, just like he will on Collision against Komander.
Oh, fucking serious.
Christian is so awesome. He's so awesome.
He is. He was amazing. He's the only person in this thing that's fucking watchable. And we're very quickly going to realize that once they try to split this group up. Make Nick Wayne a fucking baby face. Get the fuck out of here. This stinks. It already stinks. We haven't seen it yet. This stinks. Oh, good Lord. Fucking watch shit on Collision. I'll never get you for this shit.
Why are you upset with me? How are you upset with me?
What do you mean? What do you mean? You've got to watch Collision. Why? Because we're going to do it. But why? Why, though? I don't understand. That's the part I'm not getting. Clearly not getting across my text messages. Why? The why is about that.
Because the last time we reviewed 2 shows, you made me watch both of them, and you didn't watch one of them.
So let's skip Collision.
And that was WWE. That was NXT.
Yeah, fucking watch. Hey, you want to watch Nick Wayne versus Komander? Absolutely. This is my dream to watch Nick Wayne for the ROH TV Championship. Why wouldn't you want to watch 2 bums fight for a secondary championship of the secondary brand of the secondary promotion on the secondary show? Why wouldn't you want to watch that? Good Lord.
We get footage of FTR last week on Collision explaining their actions at Dynasty. FTR then nearly laying out Tony Schiavone. Also, he was saved by Nigel McGuinness. We also saw FTR brutally beaten up and bloody and Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker until Daniel Garcia made the save, but suffered a spike power driver for his troubles. Back to commentary where Tony Schiavone informs us FTR has been suspended and fined heavily for 1 week. I feel like the FTR portion of Collision last night was one of the better parts, and it was only 1 minute. But that letter, we're going to talk about it. But that led to our AEW World Tag Team Championship matchup, the Gates of Agony, challenging the champions, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Great pop, great ovation for the Hurt Syndicate. Loud, "We hurt people" chants from the Boston crowd. And this was a much different match. We should mention NBA champion Christoph Porzingis was in the front row for this show here, just to make Jimmy more upset. Toey Leona rushed Lashley and Benjamin right at the bell. Benjamin tried an early DDT, which Leona no-sold. Locomotion corner charges by Toa and Khan, who hit a slingshot dive on Lashley, but as Benjamin was covered for a near fall by Toa, Benjamin managed to hit a rewind kick to gain the some control in this matchup, but he was driven into Bobby Lashley tags in, who drove the shoulder repeatedly into Khan, following with a flatliner and a overhead throw. Khan was clotheslined to the outside as Benjamin drove into him back and forth between the barricade and the apron as we went to commercial break. Toey Leona dropped Benjamin with a huge Samoan drop and then hit a running senton for a near fall, which Lashley broke up. Leona no-sold his head being driven into the corner turnbuckle and then hit a series of lariats to Lashley, who dodged one and then sank in the Hurt Lock, which Khan broke up. Lashley was driven into the barricade by Toey Leona as Khan hit Benjamin with a shotgun dropkick in the ring. Khan charged, but he ate a thrust kick from Shelton. Shelton followed up with huge release German suplex. The way he was tossing around this big man in Khan was ridiculous. He low-bridged Toey Leona, who landed on his feet. Leona tried to trash talk Benjamin as he missed Lashley flying in, spearing him to take him out. That left Khan in the ring all by himself for the Hurt Syndicate to take control. We get the corner step-up knee by Shelton, and then Lashley finishes things off with another spear for the 1-2-3. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a fine matchup between the two. Nothing too offensive, but there was no drama at all because our Gates of Agony never win. Post-match, though, was the good stuff. MJF comes out. He makes his way down to the ring to a massive chant from this crowd. He got a huge reaction from this Boston crowd. MJF says that he does enjoy hearing how great he is, but to give it up for the Hurt Syndicate. MJF called the crowd way too white to be chanting, "We hurt people," as he compliments MVP and Benjamin for looking good, while some are slow learners, and he basically makes a look at Lashley. Lashley had to be held back as MJF said he didn't even say any names. I never said his name. I never said his name. MJF talked not just about his own talent, but talent in the back, as MVP cut him off and said to get to the point. MJF said, "Fine." He said, "That's fine. Bring them out." And 7 ladies come out from the back, including the notorious Mimi, who's an independent worker from the Boston area. MJF said they can have a night with all these lovely ladies. All he wants in return is 3 thumbs up. MJF kicks up his feet in the corner as MVP is like, the reaction of MVP and Shelton Benjamin sold this for me. MVP looks so surprised. Shelton has the biggest smile on his face. At one point, when he first puts his thumbs up, MVP, he has to get Shelton's attention because he's too busy checking out the chicks. He says what Shelton thinks about it, but then he says that he might need more time. And Benjamin says that he's a fan of very nice things and needs more time, signaling to MJF that he wants his watch. MJF says he knew he liked Benjamin and says that he'll give him his watch for a thumbs up. Benjamin was about to give the thumbs up when Lashley just glared at him, and Benjamin had no choice but to go thumbs down. MJF was about to lose it and about to say that he's out of his damn mind, but he switched it to out of his damn democracy. Yeah, I'm a fan of democracy. That's something that he appreciates. MJF told Shelton that he's grown to be a fan of his. So he still gave Benjamin his watch, and he said that they can still have the ladies tonight. He walks away, and then MJF turns around on the apron and says when he joins the Hurt Syndicate, there will be way more watches and women where that came from. MJF then told Bob he respects him for being the almighty, But MJF is known for getting what he wants, and it's because he's Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and he's better than you, and you know it. Lashley was left unimpressed as Benjamin was too busy admiring his new watch and the ladies. I don't know why I love this segment so much, the post-match. The match was fine, but I loved it. MJF becoming AEW's Godfather was hilarious. It was hilarious to me. What did you think about the match with the Gates of Agony and MJF's pitch to join the Hurt Syndicate?
Match was fine. It was painless. It caused no real offense. Probably went 3 minutes too long because it's the Gates of fucking Agony, and we know how this goes. Can we just get to that part, please and thank you? But otherwise, it was fine. MJF coming out, I was hyped, only for that pop. It was just jarring every single time. But as for the segment, I read a report that originally MJF was going to come out with watermelon and grape soda, but instead we were just going to use white women to get these Negroes still we want. I suppose that works just as well.
Hey, there was a sister in there. There was a light-skinned sister in there.
If you say so. I couldn't tell. I'll be nice. I get myself in any real trouble. Fuck it. I was going to say I can't tell if all they yank back faces. How could you even tell? That aside,
Christ. Oh my
The words
God.
and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm sorry. Not all of them, but enough. That's all. Is that sexist? Someone mentioned you have a yank back face. Is that sexist?
A little bit.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to rail too hard, but yeah, I don't know them.
You were kind of offended? You were offended by this?
No, I'm not offended, but it does make in universe. Even if I was offended, it wouldn't change the quality of the segment. Quality of the segment was fine. It's a little goofy for all people involved. For Swerve.
Like somebody being racist. I think I see Shelton. I see
Sorry, Swerve. For Shelton, he didn't look great. And Lashley looked the best out of all of this. Little motherfucker focused on business. MVP too. MJF. Somebody said before the segment even happened, MJF feels like somebody who beat the main story and now is just running around doing all these fucking side quests to keep playing the game. Hey, the game is over. You should have left. What are you doing? Why are you still here? Why are you still here just wasting your time? Good Lord. I mean, props to you for completing the promotion at age fucking 12. However fucking old MJF is. Good job, but still, the fuck. Yeah, this was fine. I just wanted something a little more serious after what we got last week. This was less serious. This was more MJF than Her Business, it felt like. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Last couple episodes felt like Her Business segments. This felt like an MJF segment. We're headed back into MJF Adam Cole territory.
No, this is good MJF. I liked it.
Oh boy.
We got a super chat donation from the good brother Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries. We will give you the mic so you can.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shivani. What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh my God, Shivani.
We got Chuck Berry says it's time once again for everybody to come aboard the whole train. LOL, damn, I missed The Godfather.
Insanity. As a kid, it's fucking fantastic. You can see hot chicks. Once my mom doesn't walk in, this is gonna be great. But as an adult, it's wild to watch.
I enjoyed it. We got who else we can get here? We got MCAS who says Fluffy gave a racist gift basket to a brother. No need to be offended.
I don't get the reference.
I don't get the reference either. But hey, We got one more segment with the Hurt Syndicate when we come back from commercial break. Alicia Toot is waiting for the Hurt Syndicate, saying that MJ is very persistent. MVP told her to excuse them. MVP told Bobby Lashley that he knows MJF can be annoying, but business-wise, he was like, you're taking this too personal. Business-wise, they could use MJF to get what they want. All he's asking is for Lashley to ease up, and the moment MJF gets out of line, they'll hurt him. MVP wants to celebrate, and Benjamin practically begs Lashley. He's like, can we please celebrate? And they all leave with the lovely ladies. That's like two.
This would be the sister right here? Oh, it's not two sisters. I'm never going to let you get away with one. I'm certainly not going to let you get away with two.
It's two. One is light skinned. The one closest to Lashley is light skinned, and then
she is certainly not. Stop it, sir.
That look like a sister to me. Yeah, that's a sister. That is a sister. I'm looking as close as humanly possible. That is a sister.
You can look on the fucking Hubble telescope. It's not a sister.
Why? Because she too light skinned. She too light skinned for you. Now we discriminate against light skinned sisters.
First things first. I love all women of all races. I love all black women of all shades. I love Jennifer Martin when I was a kid. She's black. That woman's not black. It is what it is.
Now he is Dr. Umar. He get to tell me who's a sister, who's not a sister.
I'm an expert. That's goddamn right. What was I gonna say?
Thank you, M. Bison. Like, I'm not blind. Get the fuck out of here.
You're out of your fucking mind. First of all, I'll be nice. Come on. We're not doing this. Put the picture up. That one in the middle. The second one from the.
We had it up for a minute. We saw it so many times. That's a sister.
Benjamin's here. Then there's a woman. Then this one. That woman might be black, but that's where it ends. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. She's black. Some people thought Cardi B was black. Like, enough of these people. I don't take these people seriously. Look at her ass, though.
She's Dominican. She's Dominican to you. That lady's Dominican, apparently.
She might be Dominican. That don't make you black. That's not how that works. I'm not fucking frantic, bro. I've got pussy in his life, so I'm telling this black woman. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not doing it.
Go ahead. Say what you want to say. What did you think about the backstage segment?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. All this was fine. All this was, I was going to say, offenseless. Not quite that, but it was fine. I don't look, as I said earlier, I don't look to wrestlers or wrestling for my moral clarity.
That is fair. Then we had our third and final Owen Hart Foundation tournament matchup. It was the Owen Hart Foundation tournament semifinals. Will Ospreay going one-on-one with Konosuke Takeshita, a rematch from last year's AEW Revolution 2024, one of the best matches of last year. And we had to see if they could keep up with that. For the fourth or fifth week in a row, we get a Don Callis impersonator ringside for the Don Callis family member. This match rightfully got a holy shit chance, just like the Mercedes and Athena match earlier, right at the bell. We get a much slower pace than you'd expect from these two because they were like, we're gonna build up to that. We get a feeling out process between the two. Takeshita hits a shoulder block and Ospreay kips up. Takeshita pulls him down by the hair. Ospreay quickly was up and fired off an arm drag, pop-up Hurricane Rana, followed by a slingshot senton by Ospreay, who tried his springboard, but Takeshita met him with the Takeshita line. Ospreay tried to answer with Pip Pip Cheerio, but Takeshita caught him with a F5 variation, followed with a charging boot and a somersault dive to the outside. Back from commercial break, we get Takeshita's in control until Ospreay hits a handspring Pele kick, and as once again Takeshita tries to fight off the Pip Pip Cheerio, only this time Ospreay is able to hit it. Takeshita got a big boot and a clothesline to stop his momentum. Ospreay tries to ramp up, but Takeshita hits him with multiple exploders for a near fall. Takeshita took too long on the ropes, so Ospreay was able to cut him off, but Takeshita gets the upper hand. He's looking for an avalanche raging fire, only for Ospreay to counter into a massive stun dog millionaire. Takeshita rolled to the ramp, so Ospreay meets him with a Os cutter onto the ramp, which looked hard right on the ramp. That shit looked like it hurt. Then we get Takeshita is able to break the count, but Ospreay fell into he follows up. He flies in with a springboard drop kick and then the leap of faith, which looked beautiful, sky twister style for a near fall. Ospreay signaled for a proper Os cutter, but Takeshita counters and catches him in midair into a blue thunder bomb. But Ospreay's able to spin out of that and then does hit the Os cutter for a really close near fall in a wild sequence. Ospreay wants the Stormbreaker, but Takeshita rolls out of it. They trade pin attempts until Takeshita hits the wheelbarrow into the bridging German suplex and gets a near fall as the crowd goes wild. Both men slowly get to their feet. They start exchanging forearms, which Takeshita wins by hitting the world-class forearm, and Ospreay sells it beautifully, like he's stunned as referee Bryce Rensburg checks on him. The delay allowed Ospreay to ramp up some kicks, but one was caught as Takeshita nearly took him out with another home run forearm. He tries for the Raging Fire, but Ospreay is able to counter. He hits 3 hook kicks, but then Takeshita collapses when he looks for the hidden blade. That hesitation allows Ospreay to get caught with Takeshita hitting the Blue Thunder Bomb for the closest near fall of the matchup. Takeshita throws a clothesline so hard that Ospreay flips through onto his feet. He stumbles a bit, goes for the Os cutter, but because he stumbled, Takeshita is able to get back his bearings and catches him with the world-class forearm in midair. Ospreay kicks out at 1, though. He catches Takeshita with the hidden blade, but Takeshita is unhidden bladeable as he kicks out at 1 to that, the same move that beat him at Revolution last year. The crowd is losing their minds at this point. Both men collide with clothesline attempts as Ospreay collapses as Takeshita goes for the Stormbreaker, but Ospreay pulls out the Bastard Driver into the wheelbarrow German suplex. He gets hyped up, but Takeshita pops up, hits him with the hidden blade. Ospreay's able to roll to his stomach, so Takeshita can't get the 3 count. Both men roll to the outside. They break the count at the count of 9. Takeshita catches Ospreay with the haluva kick. Then he goes up top rope. Ospreay cuts him off. Takeshita goes for a lariat, but Ospreay is able to basically flip out of it. He hits another hidden blade, only for Takeshita to kick out at 2 this time. Ospreay wants another one, but Takeshita gets a big boot. He wants the Raging Fire, but Ospreay is able to counter into a Styles Clash, but Takeshita kicks out. Backslide, he gets the backslide when Ospreay tries for the hidden blade again, and then hits the power drive knee. He goes to catch him with a running clothesline after the power drive knee, but Ospreay's able to float over through the clothesline. He hits the Stormbreaker. 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay defeats Konosuke Takeshita in an absolutely incredible, breathtaking, unbelievable matchup. This was every bit as awesome as their matchup at Revolution. This is one of the best Dynamite matches that I think I've ever seen. It's up there. It's a top 5 Dynamite matchup. I'm already in my mind. This was absolutely phenomenal. Will Ospreay moves on in the AEW Owen Hart Cup. He now goes to the finals at Double or Nothing, and he will face the winner of Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher. Jimmy, what did you think about Ospreay versus Takeshita 2?
Phenomenal match. I heard some people who were not pleased about the slowish open to it. That was probably my favorite part. I ain't gonna hold you. Takeshi's the best wrestler in the world. It is what it is.
It escalated to the bananasness of like the last 5 minutes.
That's the silliness that is the last 5 minutes. The opening 10 minutes is fantastic. Takeshi's the best wrestler in the world. You can argue with somebody else. I'll be proved right about this eventually. This is a Christian Edge situation. It took 20-something years, but I'm right. At the end of the day, I'm right. That's all that fucking counts. You guys can ride Ospreay for 20 years. I'll be right at the end. Takeshita is the fucking man. It is what it is. Ospreay's great here too. There was some sloppiness that I thought actually added to it.
Same.
stumbles, the jostling, it just worked. It just worked for me. And they didn't seem to miss a beat when it happened. They're both really, really, really good. And to me, this is what AEW should be most of the fucking time. I don't need to see ex-WWE guy versus ex-WWE guy ever, really, for any reason. But, within the reason. This should be, thank you, sir. Absolutely. Takeshi's the man. It is what it is. This should be what the promotion is about. I don't need 10-minute Edge promo. Some of the promotion's great. I don't need to see Jon Moxley versus fucking Edge. Damn, shit a lot on Edge. Sorry, sir. All I need is fucking young wrestlers doing awesome shit. And here it is. Fucking duh. This worked for me. This is not quite as good as the first for me, but this was really fucking good. This is a top Dynamite match. Sure, we can go with that.
Yeah. This is better than any Dynamite match from last year. I think the best Dynamite match from last year was probably the MJF Ospreay 1 hour matchup. This was better than that.
Well, Darby and Ospreay.
Ooh. I think I'll take this one. Takeshita is so good. I can't argue with you. I think the only guys on the level of Takeshita, if you want to say Takeshita is the best, the only guys on the level of him is Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. That's it. Those are the guys that are in that sphere of S tier in ring performance right now.
This is insanity. Because he's fighting the Heat, man. He gets all his accomplishments erased. This is insanity.
Oh no, Gunther is an S tier level wrestler, but when was the last match he had? What was the last great match that he had? He just doesn't.
Fucking Gunther. What do you mean? You guys tried to pull this shit with Dragon. I didn't forget. Well, he's in WWE. He's not putting on his fucking match. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It's fucking Dragon.
Fair. Gunther's in that as well. I'm not going to front on you. He's in there. But yeah, those are the S tier in ring wrestlers right now. Those four guys. That's the Mount Rushmore currently going in pro wrestling right now. And I say that as someone that loves New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I would say I think that Zack Sabre Jr. is their best in-ring wrestler right now, unless you count Konosuke Takeshita, then it would be him, obviously. But CSJ is like the closest, and I think he's like A tier right now. He's got to have more on this level matches. Takeshita, you can give him a 10, 15. I told you that 12-minute matchup with Roye Uyawa was one of the best matches on Sakura Genesis just a couple of weeks ago. He's doing it. He just had like a 4.5-star matchup with 1.5 knees of Hiroshi Tanahashi. This man is unreal right now. He's on another level right now.
He's the man. I look forward to whatever the fuck he does. I know some people were down on him, but I don't get it. He's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. We got Big Man Dogs. He says, I might have to go back and watch the first one. Yeah, you do, because the first one is probably the second best match, I think, second or third best match I've ever seen live. Ospreay and Takeshita from Revolution last year. And that's only because I was live for Bryan versus Swerve.
Right. Seth Rollins, 2025, sir.
Yeah, let's stop that. Seth Rollins has not been up there since he lost half a knee. He hasn't been that guy in quite some time. He's an A tier. He's an A tier in ring performer when he wants to be, but he ain't S tier no more.
It is what it is. I don't want to argue. I mean, I wish Seth was back too. He should get some of that fucking Rey Mysterio surgery. He's still young.
And David Finley's been balling, but he's been balling at the A tier level. He's not balling at the S tier level. Only person who balled at the S tier level in New Japan, this year is Gabe Kidd, but even he is just a high A tier at the moment.
Triple H shaking his head right now. These bums. So much shit they don't know about.
He's like these guys out here being critics, not being fans. They just can't sit around and just take this shit. What are we talking about?
I'm joking, sir. I'm not. It was too thick. I shouldn't say. Sorry, but that is what it is.
Then we get the main event of this show for the AEW World Trios Championships. Jon Moxley replacing Pac for the AEW World Trios Champions, the Death Riders, after Pac suffered that injury last week in the matchup with Swerve Strickland. We see him walk into the building by himself, and then the rest of the crew were waiting for him right at the entranceway. I thought that was a cool way to do his entrance. Commentary reiterated that they told us at the top of the show that Hook was taken out, and in a similar fashion to how they took out Switchblade Jay White a few weeks ago. Samoa Joe and Katsuyori Shibata make their entrance, and then the music of Powerhouse Hobbs hits, and he joins the Ops to replace Hook, which is a sublime choice. It was one of the better booking choices on this show because this makes sense. He's a guy that fits in with the theme of the Ops. He has a relationship with Hook from their long time together in Team Taz, and he has the history with the Death Riders because they cost him the AEW World title when he faced Moxley back at Maximum Carnage. So it checks all the boxes. This was a sublime choice to have Hobbs be the replacement here. Great pivot move. The Ops and Hobbs go into the ring. They attack the Death Riders right away. Yuta gets steamrolled by Hobbs. Moxley tried to attack from behind, but Hobbs stalked him down, and Moxley quickly bailed. So Hobbs went back to beating up on Yuta, hitting a running power slam. Hobbs tries. We get Shibata isolated by the Death Riders in this one. Castagnoli takes him out with a quick lariat. Hobbs tries to save his partner from an attack ringside when things return to after commercial break, but he gets chop blocked by Marina Shafir, who played dumb to the camera. Back inside, Shibata tried fighting his way out of the Death Riders corner as he dropped Castagnoli with the STO. Joe made the hot tag and he hits a snap power slam on Yuta. Moxley quickly broke up the count. With the referee distracted, he grabs the steel chair, but Willow Nightingale ran down the ramp and takes the chair from him. This was the best commentary job of the night, just reminding us that Willow Nightingale hasn't been seen since she was taken out by Moxley. For anyone who would forget, because most of these fans would forget because they have short-term memory loss, but I loved Willow coming out here. She flipped Moxley off, gets a huge reaction from the Boston crowd. Moxley walked into Joe, hitting a big boot, and then Yuta flew off top and he hits a shotgun drop kick. Shibata laid out Yuta, and then Castagnoli hits a pop-up uppercut. Hobbs comes in and hits a spine buster. Moxley is back in and hits a drop kick, but Joe is there and he with a cutter and double down for all the men. The Young Bucks slowly walk their way down to the ring and grab a steel chair, but then Swerve Strickland arrives and takes them out with a swerve stomp to both guys before tossing them over the barricade. We get back inside. Moxley gets dropped with the Joe STO as the match is completely breaking down. Shibata chokes out Castagnoli on the ramp. Meanwhile, Yuta does a dive onto Hobbs, who catches him and Uranagis him on top of the commentary table. Shafir cracks Hobbs in the back with a steel chair, so Willow takes him out with takes Marina out with a pounce. Moxley wants a Death Rider on Joe, who reverses it into the Kikina clutch. Moxley passes out, and Samoa Joe just beat the AEW World Champion as the Ops are your new AEW World Trios Champions. Swerve and Prince Nana were still in the crowd, smiling as the Death Riders have finally suffered a major loss. Joe and Shibata hug hug each other as they have the trios titles. Joe then takes the third title and places it on the shoulder of Powerhouse Hobbs. Commentary puts over how Death Riders and the Young Bucks finally get their comeuppance as Will Ospreay is out to celebrate. He leads the babyface locker room out to celebrate with the Ops as we get champagne for all as a big celebration is in the ring with the Death Riders finally being put down for once as we end this historic episode of Dynamite. Jimmy, what did you think about this trios title main event? I thought it was a fun matchup. Like I said, I love the choice of Hobbs, and great choice changing these titles up. It was needed, and I think that it still would have happened even without the Pac injury.
Probably. By the way, this is qualified as a main event. We should get Moxley in there. It's a main event. Hobbs, fantastic choice, as you illustrated earlier. he is an improvement on Hook. I'm sorry, this is not my fault. I want Hook to be okay, but we cannot put Hook and Hobbs next to each other and pretend like one isn't significantly more physically imposing, physically capable, physically dominant, actual man instead of. That'd be nice. Hobbs, oh man, it is what it is. As far as the match goes, the match was fine. It was my match was on the show 5. Certainly in the bottom half. It was fine.
It's better than the tag team title match. I'll give it.
Yeah, better than that. I wouldn't mind if we waited a little longer before we decided that John Moxley was out. That felt really fast. Should we touch his hand to make sure? Or, I could just look. I'd see he's out. Thanks.
He's out. He's out.
I thought you were a referee, not a doctor. What the fuck? All right. Yeah, this was good. This was good. The fucking McMahon Helmsley ass finish was a bit much for me. Here comes the fucking swerve. Here comes Willow. Here comes the Bucks. Here comes. Good Lord, everybody is here. This is Endgame apparently, except it's Dynamite. On fucking Wednesday. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's going to lead to some awful shit, but this was fun. In and of itself, this was good. Good match. It's going to lead to Collision, but this was fun. Here and now. Could have been a perfect week for me, but I was very strong.
I ruined your week? Like, what?
Ruined my fucking week. Good Lord. Once they open that show with fucking Moxley, I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go.
He's like, it's all downhill from here.
Good Lord.
All right, before we get into Collision Spring BreakThru, you know the deal, guys. Send any super chat donations and as well as let us know your ratings for AEW Dynamite. Did you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle? Out of 10, what did you give this week's Dynamite? And of course, your match of the night, your MVP, LVP, all the great stuff. So, for me and Jimmy, for AEW Dynamite Spring BreakThru, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up for me. Out of 10, what did you give Dynamite this week?
I'm going to go with a 9. I can't remember the last time I've given any wrestling show a 9. It's probably The Rock and the Rain, now that I think about it. It's certainly been a couple years since I gave Dynamite a fucking 9. This was a 9. Fantastic show. Couple of fantastic matches. The opener and Ospreay and Takeshita. Some very good matches. And tag title match. It is what it is.
I agree. I give it a 9 out of 10. This was the best episode of Dynamite this year and probably my favorite and the best weekly wrestling show that I saw so far this year. I thought the benchmark before Dynamite this week was NXT Roadblock, and this was just a smudge better than that. So 9 out of 10. Best TV show of the year so far. We got a super chat donation from the good brother Louis. Thank you so much, Louis, for the support, sending some love to us here. So we're gonna send you.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
That's what he was thinking when Nick Khan said his shit. We got Louis. He says thumbs way up, 9.5 out of 10 for him. Takeshita MVP. Jimmy, who was your MVP for the show?
I'm going to go with Takeshita, best wrestler in the goddamn world, best male wrestler in the world. Apologies to Mercedes and EO being rather blasphemous. Yeah, he was fucking fantastic. And a fantastic match, the best of the year as far as I'm concerned. Was Omega and Kid this year?
Yeah.
This is better than that. I just wanted to make sure I was being appropriately disrespectful.
I said that it's in the running with Omega and Kid and the Hollywood ending for me.
Oh fuck! It's outrageous. That should just happen. I already forgot about it. Yeah, Hollywood ending's the number one for me. Yeah. This me too.
That's my top 3 so far for the year. But yeah, this was a great. I'm gonna give MVP though. I'm gonna give it to Mercedes and Athena. Mercedes and Athena delivering on the hype for their matchup. Great, and it was an excellent opener to the show. Who was your
ridiculousness in the MJF segment?
Who was your LVP for the show?
Fucking Shelton Benjamin.
That's crazy. That's wild.
The white women over there. I'm down with Max Brown. What the fuck? You put your tongue back in your fucking mouth.
He's like, what? Wait, what? We doing what? Huh?
Who did what? Oh, Jesus.
Who did who? I'm gonna go with Gates of Agony. Just an easy answer there. Match of the night. It's Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. For me. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, as much as quite a few of you had Mercedes and Athena, I'm gonna go for Ospreay and Takeshita.
We got a few people who went Ospreay and Takeshita, MCats here. Frantic World gave MVP to Mercedes, Athena, and Will Ospreay.
Ain't this a bitch? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Where's Takeshita? You ass? Why you shitting up Frantic World? Because he keeps coming up with these takes. What the fuck? Everybody except Takeshita is crazy.
He says match of the night, Ospreay and Takeshita. Davion gives it a 9 out of 10. I might go 9.5 out of 10 because I want to keep my record going of being a half point higher than you. So yeah, I am revising mine to 9.5 out of 10. Got to keep my streak. Got to keep the streak going where I always give a half a point higher. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says, thank you, LVP 100% commentary. Oh, good shout. Good shout. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
And actually, Big Man does. I think Excalibur was the better of the two because Tony Schiavone has degree. Like you can tell he's on his last legs of his commentary career.
Good Lord, when's his contract up? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Everybody's contract up to this motherfucker. Jesus, enough.
Oh man. All right. So that is AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthru. 9 and 9.5 out of 10 from each of us here. Let's see how high we go for Collision.
Good fucking Lord.
AEW Collision this week took place from the same place, the MGM Grand Fenway from Boston, Massachusetts. What did you think about the crowd on Thursday for Collision, Jimmy?
I don't know. I'm too busy crying to hear anything. What the fuck are we doing? All right, you know what? We're gonna keep it positive at least till we get the show started, right? Crowd was fine, solid crowd. Not Wednesday hot, but pretty hot.
Yeah,
at least to start the
pretty
show.
hot. Yeah. And the show started off with Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness. They were on the Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness were on the stage to talk about Wednesday's Dynamite. They went through like the highlight package of everything that went on. They then were trying to run down the card for tonight's Collision when Marina Shafir shows up out of nowhere and just starts beating up on some random female attendant. I was like, this poor woman. Like, what did she do? She takes the mic from Miss Aura, as the Death Riders made their way to the ring. Claudio Castagnoli grabs a cameraman. He grabs the camera and completely destroys it. Then he destroys the cameraman as well, putting him through a table at ringside. The crowd is cursing. I see all of this, but yet I hear the crowd only cursing out Wheeler Yuta, saying "fuck you, Yuta," as he's destroying the ringside area. The crowd starts to chant, "You tapped out," or no, "You passed out," to Jon Moxley as he's in the ring before he told the babyface army to enjoy their celebration as it's the last one they would have for a very long time. I believe you. Moxley said he didn't want help from the Young Bucks and warned them that not to cross him, as that would be the last thing they do in the pro wrestling business. Moxley then moved on to Samoa Joe, who choked him out last night on Dynamite. He treated Joe with reverence. He's always had respect for Joe. He gave him his space due to his reputation. But Joe started something that Moxley had to finish. He wouldn't hide and would fight Joe to the death for the AEW World Title because he didn't know any other way. Moxley officially challenged Samoa Joe and said Joe knew exactly what he was dealing with. The Death Riders left the scene, allowing the announcers to finally finish the rundown for tonight's show. I thought this was a good start to the show. I thought that the Death Riders addressing what happened last night, that's how you kind of, after the ending of the show, that's kind of how you should start the show. And it basically was a show, what would become like a show-long narrative, at least through the first hour of the Death Riders crashing out due to losing the AEW World Trios Championships. And I liked Moxley's promo because he put over Joe before issuing the challenge to him. What did you think?
Yes, before issuing the challenge to Samoa Joe, who's apparently not nearly as scary as Edge or somebody like this, somebody we have to run away from. We're gonna just go right up to Samoa Joe of all people and challenge.
Yeah, he didn't want to give Joe. He didn't want to give Cope the match, but he'll give Joe a matchup because Joe choked him out.
We're on our 6th different John Moxley variation now. Fantastic. In less than a year. It's insanity. Listen, I'm all for nuance in a character. Triple H from 99 to 01 is one of my favorite characters ever. You never know what the fuck he was going to do. Run, fight, murder. It's always something. So, I give a pass on that. We'll see how the build goes from here. Moxley's promo was good. His promo was always good. Well, not always. Hit or miss recently, but he's always capable of a good promo. And this was really good. He did make Samoa Joe sound like the scariest motherfucker ever before he threw it all down the toilet and challenged him to a match directly. Of course. Oh, everything happened before it, that stunk. I'm sorry. I'm over the Death Riders fake tough guy shit. They're beating up random people. They're throwing chairs. They're beating up fucking cameramen. Like, what are we doing? It's so ass. It's so fucking amateur. Amateurs. It's just heinous. Sorry.
We need Brian to come out and call them amateurs.
That spirit comes out. No music, no nothing.
You were supposed to take over the company? Amateurs.
So good. I missed that already.
So I do too. Then we get our first matchup of the night. Well, no, we should bring up that we did hear from Samoa Joe, but this was a pre-tape promo after he won the AEW World Trio Championships. They did an interview with him where he was awesome, Samoa Joe. He says that the Death Riders learned that predators can be hunted too. They were the ops. They were men just looking for a fight. And they were coming for so much more. He says that those are men like Samoa Joe. Those are men like Katsuyori Shibata. And now it is men like Powerhouse Hobbs. Officially.
Willie Hobbs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he said men like Willie Hobbs. I was like, yo, Joe, you're too gangster. That's way too gangster. Calling Powerhouse Hobbs Willie Hobbs. So, yes, Hobbs is officially a member of the Ops. What did you think about Joe's promo here?
Good promo. I can't believe I've been searching for a name for Powerhouse all this time, and Joe just comes in just like this. Will Hobbs didn't fit for me. You don't want to call him William Powerhouse. Willie. He sounds like a 50-year-old black guy who shot somebody a few years back. Just got out the joint. Crazy old Willie. You know how Willie is.
You know how Willie is. You know how Willie is. He get a little drunk. He get a little shit in his system.
Yeah, Joe's great. This was great. This team they feel dangerous now. Can we be honest? Can we stop tiptoeing around? We all want Hook to be okay. Can we be honest how dangerous the team feels now with Hobbs and Joe? That Shibata is the least scary member of this group.
Fair. That is fair. Then we get our opening contest, which is Kevin the Jet Knight, which is Jimmy Macram's favorite wrestler, going one-on-one with Lance Archer of the Don Callis family.
We gotta watch Collision. Can't not watch Collision. We're gonna review it. You don't want to miss Kevin Knight and Lance Archer. What the fuck?
Archer got the jump start on Knight, dragging him up to the stage and pinballing him into the video board and down the ramp. Archer went to the chokeslam on the ramp, but Kevin Knight spun to his feet and drop kicked Archer. He hits a springboard moonsault onto Archer on the ramp before following up with a high cross. Archer shot out of the corner and lariat Knight down. A short arm lariat from Archer, reminiscent of Archer's former manager, Jake Roberts, laid Knight out for a bit as Archer took control. Archer squashed Knight in the corner as we came back from a commercial break. Archer teased Knight to fight back before drilling him with his forearm. Knight followed Archer down for a small package. He eventually gets a close near fall on a head scissors into a UFO splash. Archer came back with a buckle bomb and a chokeslam for a near fall. Archer went for the rope walk, but Knight was able to sweep his leg from out under him, and then he follows up with a springboard lariat to the floor. He then puts him in the ring and hits a second springboard lariat for the surprise 1-2-3. Kevin Knight picking up a win over Lance Archer here. I thought it was a pretty fun opener here with Knight fighting from underneath against Archer as Archer suffers yet another loss. He's jobber to the stars, but it was good sign for Kevin Knight that Tony Khan actually feels that he's a star. So got the biggest singles win that he's gotten on AEW TV so far. What did you think of this opener here?
How to put this properly? I'm not very high on this match, obviously. The match I'm sure was good, but I couldn't tell through my rage watching it. Lance Archer and Kevin Knight. That's a way to spend a Thursday, sure. Listen,
more like your Friday morning.
Very true. It was like 4 or 5. Kevin Knight is a talented young man. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. I wish him all the success in the world. Unfortunately, I don't see the success coming because you do what quite a few other people do here. So, except you're black while doing it. That counts for something, I suppose. So then again, there's already Top Flight and Andretti and them. And who else? Niggas with the jackets. I don't remember the names.
Andretti and Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, right. Forgot about Leo Rush. Sorry, sir. Yeah. Now, Knight is a physically more imposing person than they are. Not by much, but he's clearly the best shape of the bunch. So here's hoping it works out better than it has for them. I'll put it that way. Good luck to you. Lance Archer, it's been over for a while. At least you have a story now where Callis appears to get more and more frustrated.
You noticed that too, where Callis was looking at him like, and he didn't have him out there later on in the show too, when he had the family all together. So,
AR Fox, right? Sorry, interrupting. Another Negro does this shit. All right, so I'm sure.
Backstage, we hear from the other members of the Owen Hart Cup Women's Tournament as Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter are interviewed by Renee Paquette. Statlander says that there were other women in the division worthy of praise besides timeless Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. They both agree that they work hard, but Jamie Hayter says it's not about that. It's about who's going to win and who's going to go on to Double or Nothing to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. They got in each other's faces and they said whoever won had better go all the way. As they both agreed, they want the winner of this matchup to win the entire tournament. I thought this was effective build for the match on Dynamite next Wednesday.
I didn't hear a word they said. Hype! Like don't you want to see this fucking match? Let's go!
Yes.
I really don't like her fucking hair. Fucking Hayter's hair or her fucking grandma outfits, and I'm still hyped. Still hyped. I need this match in my fucking life. Yeah, it was a solid promo back and forth, two baby faces. This should be a main event of some show later on, just not now because I guess it builds.
I wouldn't mind if that's the biggest match they got on Dynamite next week. Make that the main event.
Sure. It's not an egregious main event. I just don't see it these days. I'm talking about their fucking ability, you bum. Look at you. You be ducking your pants. Jesus. These niggas can't help themselves. Take it easy.
All right. Next, we have the best
Can't
5
wait to see
minutes.
that match.
Yeah, I can't.
Right? I'm talking about the match. Motherfucker, Jesus.
Keep your dick in your pants. I know it's Easter. You don't have to rise. We got the best 1 minute of this show outside of Tony Storm on commentary. At the desk, Tony Schiavone read a letter from FTR, who were suspended without pay for the week for their actions on last week's Collision. They apologized for their actions and claimed that their punishment wasn't strong enough. Harwood claimed that he wouldn't have gone through with a power driver to Schiavone, but he felt justified in scaring him for what he said. They then gave a disingenuous apology to Nigel McGuinness, making it clear they didn't think Nigel could beat them up even if he wanted to. He says he's too fragile, so they know that he just made a mistake, just like they did. And Schiavone and Nigel, especially Nigel, he says, I accept their apology. Tony Schiavone's like, what? He was like, I'm being sarcastic. Oh my God. This was the wrestling version of Raleigh Freeman writing a letter to Santa Claus. Dear Santa, you bitch nigga. Nah, scratch that. Dear Santa, you bitch ass nigga. I love this new version of FTR right now. What did you think about the letter?
This weird kind of violent, but strangely passive aggressive. I love all of it. I'm here for it. Ever since they had that sit down veg, I've been here for whatever they're doing. Like, no, you're right. I'm sorry. That's why I'm apologizing.
I apologize.
Awesome. Sold.
They're so much better as heels. It's just it's criminal how long they were baby faces for how good they are as heels.
It was super over though, don't forget. A couple years ago.
True. That is true. Next up, we get the Don Callis family in action. We did get a vignette showing Don Callis officially announcing that Josh Alexander is his newest charge in his group, as he is out here with Konosuke Takeshita to verse the conglomerations Tomohiro Ishii and Rocky Romero.
Never forget you for this shit. What? Who's fighting who? Oh my God.
McGuinness announced that Briscoe just added his 9th child to the Briscoe family, so that's why he's not here tonight. There may be more Briscoes than freaking NWO members at this point. Congratulations to the Briscoe family. Callis explained that he gave former TNA World Champion Alexander his first contract in the U.S. and stayed in touch with him over the years. Takeshita and Alexander teamed up on Romero after Takeshita came in and he started just completely clotheslining the shit out of each other with Ishii, following up from their great match in the Tokyo Dome earlier this year. But eventually the Callis family isolated Romero. You get Alexander hitting his sick car crash crossbody to the back of Romero, knocking him off the apron. After commercial break, Romero hits a top rope sliced bread to Takeshita before tagging into Ishii. He starts running wild on Alexander. It's a pure 6 brawl with everybody flying in, hitting big moves. Takeshita shoved Romero onto Ishii's cover. This led to a little bit of arguing between the baby faces. Alexander got Ishii in an ankle lock before Romero broke it up. Alexander scored with a German suplex for a near fall before Romero broke that up. A double team got broken up by Alexander, but then Ishii accidentally caught Romero with a lariat before Alexander rolled up Ishii for a near fall. Ishii scored with a headbutt and then went for a tag, but then Rocky hopped off the apron and left Ishii to the dogs. The Callis family hit a pair of big forearms, and then Alexander put things away with a huge stacked up power bomb onto Ishii to pick up the victory here. This was a good matchup. Post-match, though, you get the crowd. They were upset with Rocky here. They're chanting, Rocky sucks, like it's 1997. Romero is now apologetic, so he helps up Ishii. Ishii shoves him away, but then from behind, he turns around to see a returning Trent Beretta. The seemingly reformed Roppongi Vice start laying the boots into Ishii. The Callis family returns to the ring. We get Takeshita stepping up in between Beretta and Callis, kind of trying to protect his manager here. But then Callis moves him aside. He hands a giant wrench to Beretta, who drills Ishii in the back of the head with it, laying him out. The Callis family then stood hand in hand with Roppongi Vice as the Callis family has grown. What did you think about this matchup here and the post-match with Trent Beretta returning and Rocky Romero joining the Callis family?
That was bad. We had a fucking match and angle fucking dedicated to Rocky Romero. And then it's topped off with Trent returning. Good Lord. We went from Ospreay versus Takeshita to the return of Trent Beretta like it's not 2025. Instead, it's fucking 1994 or whenever the last time Trent was relevant. Good fucking Lord. I don't understand why we can't let this go. How many times are we going to try this fucking experiment? I don't understand. It doesn't work. He can have long hair. He can have short hair. He can be in a group. He can be an Orange Cassidy. He can be a heel. He can be a babyface. He can be healthy. He can be not. Can we move on, please? Good fucking Lord. We got Rocky and Trent in this group. We added fucking Vincent and who don't put in there? Fucking fake Sting to this shitty ass group. Good Lord.
It's a good group. It's a good group. The top three guys. It's a good group. Got a lot of guys to take pinfalls now. Got a lot of guys to take pinfalls now.
Insanity. What is this? What is going on? What does Rocky have over these people? What does Trent have over these people? He's definitely got naked pictures of Tony Khan. I don't care what anybody says. Tony, it can't be that bad. Let him release it. Let him call his bluff. Do what you gonna do, nigga? The fuck?
I think this is a good use of Trent. He did not work as a singles guy. Put him in a tag team and put him in a tag team that he knows that he could be good in, which is Roppongi Vice. So I'm here. I'm here for it.
Put him in a tag team he can be good in? It's 2025. What do you mean? I don't understand. It's over. Why do we have to correct these wrongs that they think existed? What the fuck? Roppongi Vice? It's a good use of them. Yes, if you would put a gun to my head and force me to use them, yes, it's not the worst use of them ever. Except there is no gun to my head because I'm a billionaire owner. Get rid of this cocksucker. Are you fucking serious? What are we doing?
Backstage, Lexi Nair.
Or people in the group here. Like they added Steiner to the NWO. It's Vincent. Good Lord.
Lexi Nair is backstage and she is joined by Mercedes Mone after reminding Nair that she's beaten Chris Statlander twice and she can still beat Jamie Hayter. Mini Mone entered the frame and we get Mercedes accidentally starts talking to Mini Mone, who's trying to give Harley Cameron a pep talk because the last time they teamed together, Harley was the one who lost, so she can't be a loser when she's teaming up with Mercedes, which Mini Mone reminds her, and Harley is actually listening. And then Mercedes realized I'm talking to a puppet, and then she walks away. Mini Mone then takes the frame and says that we'll be back after these commercial breaks. When will he just say Jimmy and SP3 are right? We're just gonna make them appear. Stop teasing me. Stop teasing me with how entertaining they can be together. Mercedes was actually funny in this segment.
Yeah, fucking Jim Peppermint should get Harley Cameron should get Jim Peppermint check. Certainly, this is a one-woman army here. I every time I see the two of them together, my initial instinct is to hate it, but by the end, Harley has won me over again, as she always does. It's fantastic every time. It just works. She is brilliant. and she should be kept around.
Yeah.
This pairing is kind of an obvious one. If we're going to continue to do Mercedes backstage segments, either Harley should be there or we should not do them. It's not that difficult.
Either or. Then we get Megan Bane in action. This time she's in a handicap match against Rebecca Scott and Ashley Vox. The amount of time that it took me to say that is the amount of time this match went. The two locals decided it was a good idea to jumpstart Bane. So Bane, the first time I've ever seen this, Jimmy, she did the double. She grabbed both of them by the waist and did a German suplex. Usually I see the stupidness of the tag team partner grabbing the other tag team partner by the waist to do the double German suplex. But these two women are so small that Bane was able to do it to both of them. That was ridiculous. Bane then hits three power bombs on Vox. She drops Scott with a jumping clothesline and then picks up Scott, delivers the face descent on top of Vox. 1, 2, 3. Megan Bane picks up the victory and then post-match lifts these ladies up and says her catchphrase, "Bow down."
What the fuck?
I don't know how long they got to do this, but this is not the worst use of Megan Bane. She did look like a beast here. It just you were probably right in that it was too early to do the Toni Storm match.
Yeah, and now we're kind of fucked here. She's kind of just turning her wheels. But hey, she had a good performance there, and she's still impressive looking. So here's hoping it doesn't go completely down the fucking drain.
Please.
Maybe Mercedes wins the belt from Toni Storm, and then she drops them because that's what double champions do, no matter how much you all don't like it. And then fucking Bane can win the TBS title.
Wouldn't mind that. We get a video package for Anthony Bowens where he talks about being a 5-tool player and what that means to him. He hits all of his catchphrases. He says that he's a 5-tool player and he's backed by a badass and that he will prove to the world what it means to be the pride of pro wrestling.
Jesus fucking Christ. Could have just put this in AI. Just had to spit it back out. What is this? I'm wasting my fucking time to get dressed up like a superhero. What the fuck? It's over. Somebody else who needs to be let go. I'm sorry. He's very talented. He's a good wrestler. He's the better wrestler of the bunch, but not important enough to keep around. I'm sorry. I don't really know what to tell you. What are we doing? Why are we still trying with this? The superhero outfit, the shitty catchphrases.
I just don't understand why he's still with Billy Gunn, but
Billy Gunn's the only reason he's gonna get a fucking pop. That's why. How's that?
No,
how's that for you? I'm sorry. I know you all guys, whatever. You know what else with wrestling fans? So they never notice when anything is shitty that they like. When things are shitty that they like, they're very blind. They're a big fan of the backup quarterback. They're a big fan of like the potential where things could go. Where things could go if you had your way, and it would be excellent, and people would love it. But they wouldn't, because that's why it's not doing anything in the first place. So somebody was like, they should fucking. What did Natalya do? What she do recently? That people are in love with.
She did Bloodsport.
Thank you, Bloodsport. And look at her with the braids, and then she's a badass. They should have her doing that on TV. If she was doing that on TV, she would be a big fucking star. Don't they have people doing that already? What the fuck Zoe Stark been doing for fucking 12 years? What the fuck is Shayna Baszler been doing recently? We do that and it doesn't work. Why would it be different with Natalya? Oh, we do it. Tell you, they know what they're doing. If I was booking, you'd see. Shut up. Sit down somewhere. Lord. Max Cass. What did Jules say in Pulp Fiction? Max Cass got personality. Personality goes a long way.
Next, we get Adam Cole, baby, for our TNT title open challenge. He is listed as a member of the Paragon, which is the new name for the Undisputed Kingdom. The challenge is answered by none other than Claudio Castagnoli of the Death Riders. I did love this entrance of him walking by the video wall with Adam Cole staring back at him. That was a cool entrance. Cole took the fight to, and they also got to mention his entrance where he tosses a chair at Nigel McGuinness and it hits him in the knee. And now Nigel is absolutely pissed for the rest of this matchup. Oh my God. He was not fucking with Claudio throughout this entire matchup following. Cole took the fight to Castagnoli early on. Castagnoli took him down with a slam and a big boot out of the corner. Cole fought back on Claudio and took him down with a neck breaker for a 2. Cole caught Claudio with a super kick to the knee and then the Shining Wizard for a near fall. Then he sent Castagnoli to the floor with a bicycle kick. We go to a commercial break, and then Castagnoli comes back. He hits a lariat after the reset. He then starts pinballing Cole with uppercuts in the corner, really taking it to him until he runs right into Cole, who hits a super kick. Cole hit a backstabber for a near fall, and then Castagnoli backdropped him out of the ring from the Panama Sunrise. He gets back in and catches him with a super kick after a back and forth. Cole hits a neck breaker, Ushigoroshi over the neck onto Castagnoli's neck. Claudio comes back. He counters a second Panama Sunrise and gets him into the giant swing, and then transitions into a near fall. He transitions that into a crossface. Cole rolled back on a pinfall attempt for a near fall. Then he gets caught, clutches launching Claudio with a super kick for a near fall. Cole went for the boom, but Claudio got him with the Swiss Death pop-up uppercut. Then Claudio starts pounding him in the corner once again with uppercuts. He puts him on the top rope, delivers a big superplex. Claudio then pins Cole, who reverses that into a crucifix pin, catching him. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole retains the AEW TNT Championship. We actually have some smart baby faces in Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, who just got their boy to fuck up out of there. Claudio then goes ballistic. He loses his mind at ringside. Nigel runs away. He goes right to the bell keeper, grabs the hammer, and is like, "Get the fuck away from me, sir." Claudio goes ballistic. He tosses the announce table, flips it over. He starts bashing at it and going crazy until the other Death Riders come out to try to calm him down. This is very rare that we see Jon Moxley being the voice of reason and trying to calm down Claudio, who's red in the face and completely upset. Moxley starts yelling at Yuta, who's trying to also calm down Claudio, as the fans start chanting "losers" at the Death Riders as Claudio walks through the crowd with his hands over his ears.
Jesus Christ.
I actually liked the matchup. I thought Cole and Claudio worked well together. I thought it was a good matchup here, a good title defense for Cole, much better than the Dynasty match with Garcia. And I like the further kind of crash out by the Death Riders post-match by Claudio. What did you think?
This was fine. The match was fine. I won't say this was fine. This was not fine. The match was fine. The post-match is silly. I'm sorry. Why is Claudio so mad he lost? He loses all the fucking time. He got his head too big when he fucking beat Darby that one time. Now all of a sudden he thinks he's Jon Moxley number 2. They're not. We're still mid-card Claudio. I don't really know what to tell you. What is the fuck is going on? Why are we still doing this Death Rider stuff? Why are we elongating it now to multiple segments where we're going to watch the downfall of the Death Riders for 3 or 4 weeks before Moxley pulls out the win? A double nothing because of fucking course.
Of course, they've reached the point of no return. They've reached the point of no return.
There's never too late to put a bullet in something. Never forget it. Just put a bullet in this fucking thing and let it go. Listen, I'm pretty confident Ospreay wins his fucking belt at whenever. His hometown of fucking Texas. Sure. As long as we're done, I'm good. Please and thank you.
We got Breakman Dogs crying. He says a calm 3.25 thanks to Claudio crashing out.
I know you don't want to admit it. That's Claudio now, by the way. Mr. 3.25.
I thought this was a solid 3.5.
Sure.
This was 3.5 from Claudio. This seems to be his ceiling right now. We'll see if he can get higher than that. He hasn't got higher than that since the Darby matches.
I know that his ceiling for now. Is he going to get younger? Is that how that works?
No, so. He was just having 4-star matches with Darby.
Darby was having 4-star matches because Darby's amazing. We're going this way now. I'm sorry. I know you all love him. If I was the guy, he would have won that WWE title, and he would be right. Sometimes Vince is right. I hate to break news to you. It is what it is.
We got a recap of Chris Jericho's TV time from last week where he left the learning tree. We then get Lexi Nair with Big Bill and Brian Keith. Bill said that he was angry now, seeing that Jericho left them, but Keith calmed him down and said that if they were a family, they need to handle things in-house. Keith said that maybe if Bill hadn't put Jericho on blast last week, then Jericho wouldn't have left. Bill said that maybe they shouldn't be living and dying by Jericho's whims, but said they needed to crack some skulls and get some wins either way. So, Lexi, you asked what's next for us? It's that.
Go ahead.
This was good. This was a much better promo than the one in the TV time by Big Bill.
Yeah, much better. Holy shit. Much better. Significantly better. You had focus. You had a point. It was kept short. This was really good. I don't know where this is leading. Nowhere good. I can tell you that much. But this part was solid.
Then we get a quick squash. It's LFI, La Faction Ingonables. They are back together. Roosh is back from another suspension.
What? Suspension?
Yes. Yeah, he gets suspended like every couple of months, it seems. Every time he has a baby or every time he wants to spend some time with his family, they just figure out a suspension of him. I think it was a storyline suspension this time. Roosh is back, and him, Beast Mortal, and Jurlistico, they handle some jobbers. KM, Rosario, Grillo, and LSG. Is Roosh getting the win by pinning KM with the bull's horns. Over under 2 months before Roosh decides he needs before he decides I don't want a job, so I'm going to take some time off.
I appreciate Roosh staying fucking consistent. ROH, AEW, no matter. It is what it is. This cocksucker. 2 months? Yeah, you know what? I don't want to push. That's cheap. I go over. A little over. Let's go 9 weeks.
That's fair. We go backstage where Renee Paquette is with Kevin the Jet Knight, who's hanging out with Speedball Mike Bailey, when Ricochet cuts them off. He starts complaining that his team lost a $400,000 tag team matchup on Dynamite last week, and they stole money from him. He tells them not to annoy the vets around here in AEW. You guys need to know that that you're far below his level, and you need to respect the top guys. This dude is talking like he's been here since day one. Nigga, you've been here less than a year. Knight says that he could do everything Ricochet could do, but he says there's one thing that Ricochet couldn't do that he can do, and he basically lets his hair down and brags about it. They got in each other's face before Ricochet basically says that he challenges him to a matchup. Knight feigns like he's going to slap Ricochet, who flinches before Speedball Mike Bailey gets a Knight out of there and says that they will have that match later on. Renee then even trolls Ricochet with her hair when she flips it aside and walks away from Ricochet. What did you think?
Your shit here.
I don't like the bald discrimination of Ricochet.
It's fun when it's the fans doing it. When it's other people, it feels kind of cheap. I'm gonna hold it. Nay, really? All right. That's your baby face. All right.
I was like, why are all these baby faces making fun of him? He has hair deficiency.
Absolutely. Back to the good old days with Rock was making fun of fat people. Absolutely. Baby face.
Next up, Ring of Honor World Television Championship up for grabs. Nick Wayne.
Wait, the television championship?
Ring of Honor World Television Championship.
The Ring of Honor Television Championship on Collision. So make sure. So the number twos, fucking number two. Gotcha.
We get Bobby Cruz is doing the ring announcements. Nick Wayne refuses the code of honor before spitting on Komander. Komander laid in some strikes and took Wayne down with the head scissors. Wayne rolled out of that and rope walk, shooting star press, and then after some back and forth, sent Komander to the floor on a springboard attempt. The rest of the patriarchy were backstage watching it like a normal TV watching angle, so I like that. After commercial break, Komander caught Wayne with a flashy flash pin for a near fall. Komander caught Wayne with a big backbreaker before the crowd started chanting his name. He then followed up with a double jump kick to Wayne on the top rope and then hit a senton all over the ropes onto Wayne as he laid on the ramp. Komander hit a step-up moonsault for a near fall, and then the crowd chanted, "Whose mom? Nick's mom." I love that. That was funny. Whose house? Swerve's house. Whose mom? Nick's mom. The same type of basically delivery of that. Wayne caught Komander with a flash pin for a near fall before sending Komander into the turnbuckles. Komander came back with a poison Rana for a near fall, and then the match really picked up from there. We get Wayne caught a launching Komander with a dragon suplex with a bridge for a near fall. Komander then cut the Wayne's World off and hit a springboard destroyer before catching Wayne on the outside with a step-up moonsault to big cheers from the crowd. They're going crazy at this point. Wayne cuts off the rope walk shooting star press with boots to the face from his back. He then picks up Komander and delivers a new finishing move, the Prodigy Plex. 1, 2, 3. Nick Wayne is your new Ring of Honor World Television Champion as he makes his daddy Christian Cage happy as he's clapping backstage before walking away with Kip Sabian. I thought this turned out to be an awesome matchup, especially the latter half of the matchup. It started off a little bit slow, but it really picked up in the final 5 minutes, and they really delivered. They made the most out of what they just got, like 11 minutes, and I thought it was really damn good. What did you think?
Yeah, it was really damn flippy. So that counts for something, I guess. It's an exciting 11 minutes, we'll say. Good. I ain't gonna go that fucking far. It was exciting. It was interesting. I wasn't bored. Does that count for anything?
Yes, that does count. That's an improvement on Komander from 2 years ago.
That's very true. Good Lord. Now the belt is off.
He's gotten better. He's really gotten better from what he was doing, like 47 rope walks. Now he knows he can only do it for his finish.
That's true. We got to give some credit where it's deserved. That's true. He has learned how to have a television match instead of get all these losers in this fucking in this fucking auditorium to pop. Now that you're on TV, you're doing fucking arenas and shit, you should probably change up your repertoire a little bit. And he has. So you know what? We'll call it a win. You're a professional now, sir. I don't even dislike Komander anymore, but we can't pretend like he's not important. Like he is important. We can't do that. We can't pretend like Komander and Nick Wayne isn't a rampage ass main event. We're not doing that. And I'm only calling it main event because the belt's on the line. That number 2 belt of the number 2 brand of the number 2 promotion. It's number 2 show. Right. Brilliant. So glad I'm watching this. I should charge nigga $1,000. It's ridiculous. Waste my fucking time.
I will give you credit because you were even annoyed when the North American title got defended on an episode of SmackDown. So you were at least consistent.
What are we doing? Number 3 belt? Is it number 3 belt?
No,
right.
It's number 2. Oh well, yeah, that is true. That is true.
3 belt. We can't. I ain't gonna do it again. But you get the
Athena's the number 1 belt, so that is true. It was announced during this match that next week's AEW Collision will be a playoff palooza following the NBA playoffs. So it's probably going to do a big rating because that's what Collision is. Whenever they follow some sports, they get a big rating for some reason. They stick around.
Understand this logic.
I don't know. It's weird. It's the math. It's the math. The math is mathing, so it works out for them.
Why should you do this? Like, if every week, let me ask you something. Every week, instead of going straight home, you went to the store. And every time you went to the store, you had an extra $1,000 in your bank account, but you can't spend it. because it means fucking nothing. So they go right back to where it was.
No, it worked. It worked out for them last week because last week they did a big rating without a lead-in. So,
and then what happened?
It goes back down. But next week it's gonna be good.
I don't understand this at all. All right, sure.
We get a video package for Hologram as he is returning next week on Collision. I think he's been gone for like 2-3 weeks. Y'all can't do the Roman Reigns thing. People leave for a few weeks and then they return. Stop doing that.
That's fucking fantastic. Oh yeah, this is Ricochet's his WWE whatever.
Yeah.
Is he coming across a bit of a kiss ass? Sure, but so what? He'll be fine.
Yeah.
They don't care about fucking burning bridges. They fucking bring anybody back if they think you're worth something.
Exactly.
They don't care. Say what you want.
Yeah, Dion saying, I don't know if y'all talked about it. Why would we talk about it? Ricochet he's not crashing out. He just made a tweet. You're crashing out more than him. You spent more
I love that.
on that comment.
I'm sick enough of this
Ricochet did. I'm just saying.
If you can always talk about people twerking on it, as you say. Doing
he is twerking, but that's not crashing out. He's twerking for a check. He's twerking for a check. That's the right assessment, not crashing out. Crashing out, that's the wrong assessment.
All right, fair enough.
I keep it real. I'm gonna call somebody twerking, they're twerking, but let's call someone crashing out when they're actually crashing out. Top Flight were backstage and they announced that next week they would get another match with Crew, and this time it would be a tornado tag team matchup. Crew showed up and tried to get in a fight with them before security broke it up.
You know you're really the only totem pole when security can actually break up your fight. Hey, stop. Don't do that. Knock it off, little Negro. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Done. Good Lord.
No, I'm Dion. I'm trying to say that if you thought that a 4-word tweet is crashing out, then you putting a paragraph of describing it is crashing out. I'm making an equivalency to what you were describing is similar to what your comment is. It's not crashing out. Neither things are crashing out. It's just you're not that wasn't the right assessment. He's twerking for AEW, not crashing out on WWE.
That's very solid.
Just letting you know.
Hey, I got to say this before we run out of time here, because my goat is better than your goat. It is what it is. If you're wearing hats and shirts promoting the president and all that stuff, after we've seen all the horse shit he's done, and voted against their best interests, the president was going to do bad, stupid shit to people that they don't like. It's like Elon Musk throwing up the Zeke Heil sign and people making excuses for that. Don't gaslight me. I'm not as fucking stupid as you are. Take a guess who that is?
CM Punk.
Of course it is. Goddamn goat. Love you, sir. I don't care what anybody says.
Took a shot at Elon once, but not the president.
I'm just supposed to quit my job because somebody on Twitter says WWE is a mega company. You're on Elon Musk's fucking Twitter. Goat.
Finally, we had the main event of Collision. Timeless Toni Storm coming out to join the commentary team, where she kisses Nigel McGuinness on the cheek and then kisses Tony Schiavone on the lips. I was like, Tony, someone call Tony's wife, please. Please talk Tony's wife. And then she makes one of the best jokes where she says, it's almost Easter time. And Mr. Schiavone, I see that you have risen. She also said, you know, I heard AEW hit a milestone last night. Well, I've reached a new milestone of my own. I've done 276 vagina jokes. Yes, I'm very proud of myself. Harley Cameron comes out with Mercedes to her theme music where she does the CEO dance, which is put a big smile on my face. Harley tries to use Mini Mone to get a quick roll-up, but Statlander was too strong for her. Cameron eventually got a roll-up after a sequence for a near fall. Julia Hart tagged in and hit the old school on Harley Cameron, which was funny. And she was like stumbling the whole way. What was funnier was Timeless Tony Storm on commentary said she wouldn't be walking the streets like Mercedes calling herself a CEO right now, as she is the chief estrogen officer.
Oh my god.
Statlander and Mone fought on the floor in front of Storm and stared at Storm, knowing that might be their goal. Speaking of which, Jamie Hayter sarcastically was watching backstage, very unimpressed with what she was watching, as she sarcastically clapped for Statlander. Statlander went for a 450 splash, but Mone and Cameron rolled out of the way at the same time. They tried a double suplex on Statlander, and I think this is the first time I've ever seen this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen somebody do a double suplex 3 amigos. I think that's the first time ever, because Statlander fucking bodies both Mercedes and Harley for 3 suplexes in a row. We got a Pier 6 ball with all the ladies coming into the ring. Mone gets stuffed on a moonsault attempt with the knees. Statlander lost her footing with Mone and almost dropped her right on her head, but eventually they got to where they needed to, with Cameron tagging in. As Hart held Mone in the tarantula, Statlander hits the hate breaker, backbreaker, and then finishes Cameron off with the haterade, sending a message to her Dynamite opponent, as Chris Statlander and Julia Hart pick up the victory here. So pretty decent main event matchup, with the ladies picking up the win. Chris Statlander looking good once again, and post-match you get Timeless Tony Storm getting on their apron to clap it up for Chris Statlander once again. It should be mentioned that last week on Collision, when she was roasting everybody in the tournament, when it came to Chris Statlander, she said, "What a woman." She's turned on by Chris Statlander. Julia and Chris picking up the win in the main event here. What did you think?
Is there a reason that's not Jamie Hayter and instead Julia Hart?
What happened?
Is there a reason that that's not Jamie Hayter and instead that it's Julia Hart?
I don't. Yeah, it would have definitely made more sense if it was Jamie Hayter. It felt like a little bit of telegraphing that Chris is going to be the winner.
It's so odd. Unless this is, I'm not going to give any excuses. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Match is fine. It is what it is. Everybody here is passable. Mercedes is great. Statlander is great. Julie is fine. And Cameron is entertaining. So we'll call it a win. Tony is probably the MVP of the segment, to be fair. She's the MVP of most segments she's in. She's fucking hysterical.
The other great line that she had was, "I had one of those Fenway hot dogs today, and to keep a long story short, I blew my skirt up the old-fashioned way."
That is disgusting.
But hilarious at the same time.
What's going on, pal? What the fuck? I'm really looking forward to the match on Dynamite. I'm kind of hoping Hayter wins. Here's hoping. My guess is that Statlander wins, so she can lose to Mercedes again.
I would hope that she wins if they're going to do the third match. Statlander finally beats Mercedes. She's the first one to beat Mercedes.
Statlander versus Tony at WrestleMania. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't make more sense to be Tony versus Mercedes, the 2 biggest women in the company, at All In.
The best women's, one of probably number 2 best women's wrestler versus the best overall women's wrestler in the company.
Whatever you say. Good luck to you.
He's like, I'm completely convinced Mercedes Mone is winning this tournament. That's what he's trying to say.
Sadly.
Oh man, but yes, that was AEW Collision Spring BreakThru. So let us know in the chat. Final call on super chat donations. Always appreciate the love and the support in the chat. And of course, if you want to give your thoughts on Collision, let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Jimmy, for the April 17th, 2025 edition of AEW Collision Spring Breakthrough, we 3, 2, 1. Thumbs in the middle. Thumbs up from me. Out of 10. What did you give this show, Jimmy?
6.5. Nothing egregious on the show outside of fucking trend. Just a general waste of my fucking time. So there's that.
We're keeping it consistent. I gave it a 7. Just 0.5 higher every single time. We keep the streak going. The streak continues. I thought it was just a solid follow-up. It wasn't on the same level as Dynamite, of course, because they need a couple of months, maybe a year, before they can deliver that. I wish they would be more consistent with delivering that higher quality, but they sometimes need a couple of months before they can do that. But this was a solid follow-up to everything. I like the Deaf Riders crash out angle. I like the main event with the ladies being used to hype up the Statlander Hayter matchup. I like the Cole and Claudio matchup. Nick Wayne winning the Ring of Honor TV title. So there was some good stuff, but it wasn't on the same level as Dynamite. So who was your MVP for the show, Jimmy?
Gun to my head, I'm gonna go with I'm leaning the women on the show, but I don't want to admit people. So we'll go with Statlander. Solid segment, solid match, solid looking, going to win.
I agree with you. I'm gonna go with Statlander for MVP. She's been looking good over the last couple of weeks, especially being in this Owen Hart Cup tournament. LVP for the show, Jimmy.
Death Riders. As much as I want to give it to Trent, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's just didn't he have some shitty take about AI a couple weeks back? Now I think about it. Yeah, fuck this guy.
He's like, actually, it is Trent.
Yeah, Trent. Fuck this guy. Fucking idiot. Good Lord. Not only is he fucking worthless at his job, he's a fucking idiot. Offline. Me online. Good Lord. Yeah.
LVP, I'm gonna give it to Lance Archer because Don Callis not fucking with you. He not fucking with you, homie. And then match of the night, I'll give it to Nick Wayne and Komander. What about you?
I refuse to do that. I'm gonna give it to the main event. I'll give it to Statlander and Company.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to a close for the first and last time we will be reviewing AEW Dynamite and Collision for the week. I appreciate Jimmy for his sacrifice or accepting my bribe, more or less. And appreciate all of y'all for joining us today. Appreciate all the love that we received in the chat. Sorry if I offended anyone or if Jimmy offended anyone. You know, I'll have a disclaimer for me pretty soon. Don't worry. But Jimmy,
what?
I don't know.
What are you offended about?
I see people. I don't know. I thought I saw people arguing, but just in case, I just wanted
to. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you were offensive, yes. You should apologize to Dion. Dion. Agreed.
You were offensive like every week. And you
Did Dion say anything about me? Did he say anything about me?
You're always like, I'm gonna point the finger at everybody else. Fucking asshole. Jimmy, let everybody know where they can follow you.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, where I talk, insult, sure. It's much the same as this, we'll say. Same as this, rather. And Jimmy Macram at YouTube. Watch television shows and movies, including Daredevil Born Again, which me and SPT watch and enjoy. And it was fantastic.
So good. A lot of love for Tony in the chat. Ace gave her MVP. He gave match of the night to Nick Wayne and Komander. Chuck Berry's gave MVP to Nick Wayne's mom, LOL, and LVP was the losers, the Deaf Riders.
Goddamn right.
And Davion says, shout out to the two goats of this YouTube wrestling world. Thank y'all for another great stream. Appreciate you, good sir. Appreciate you. That's some love. That's some love. Thank you, Davion. But that brings us to a close on another edition of AEWramble. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. Of course, we got the rest of WrestleMania week to enjoy. If you haven't already, check out our True Hill Heat cut, talking about the fallout from the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair crash out train wreck segment. We dropped that yesterday. Check out our interview with Joey Janela. Check out all of our previews from this week. Check out the WrestleMania Yeah, we interviewed Joey Janela this week.
Did you ask some pertinent questions?
What, like how we got Megan Bane?
Megan Bane and what's the other one? Penelope Ford and
Penelope Ford.
How are you running up the score, sir? Please give us your methods.
He's like, I need tips on Riz. We got our NXT Stand and Deliver preview as well. So check out both of those and join us live tomorrow, special time, 10:05 a.m. Eastern time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. We're talking Mariah May to WWE. We're talking Jeff Cobb to WWE. We're talking about Nick Khan and Triple H and everybody else saying ridiculousness in the and hating on AEW and the internet, all of that, plus Josh Alexander joining AEW, Tetsuya Naito leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's a WrestleMania week edition of the flagship podcast, and we'll be joined by special guests, the legendary Dutch Mantel, as well as the good brother, Steven Jensen. This is going to be one of the best True Hill Heat flagship podcasts of the year, so join us live.
WWE doing all that fucking MAGA nonsense, I absolutely hate it. By the way, our special guest, Dutch Mantel, here to talk about all things wrestling.
Hey, we got an expert. We got an expert. Join us live for that. We appreciate Jimmy. Appreciate all of you. Until next time, for Jimmy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 194, Alpha versus Assassin 2. We are signing off until next time.